Boozed and Bothered on occasion may contain content that readers and listeners find offensive or distasteful. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or on the articles on the website are solely those of the individual authors, speakers, and or guests, and do not necessarily reflect the views of Boozed and Bothered as a whole, or the views of any of Boozed and Bothered's affiliate or parent companies and organizations. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, we're gonna go that far too.
Damn!
Just kidding.
This took a dark turn.
I love
There are no
taking-
dark turns. The light is here.
I love those turns. Like, yeah, so I was having my birthday party the other day,
Just went very M. Night Shyamalan.
and my dad wasn't there. And then just, everyone in the room gets so like fucking weird about it. Like,
Yeah, don't bring up M. Night Shyamalan for this too. Like, we're okay with the darkness. You don't have to bring him into it. Jesus.
bad twist. Jesus Christ. Shit.
What are you doing over there? You didn't bring your computer for a while. Now you're bringing it every time.
Because he would like to.
I didn't bring it last time. I don't think.
He said that. He said, "Why are you bringing it now?"
No, you did.
Oh, because my phone was downloading stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know
You
if I
and
would
Brent
need-
both had your computers out last time.
Okay, then I didn't bring it the time before. I don't know.
Well, I have my phone. I didn't know if that was legal or not.
Yeah, as long as it's on
As long
silent.
as it's silent.
Oh wait.
Wait a second.
Oh, okay.
All right, silent. There you go.
Silent.
So,
How's your JJ?
It was all right. I ate all the food today.
What'd you eat?
Well, I went to lunch with people and we got, I think it was Indian buffet. So 2 plates of that and I rolled myself home from Natomas. I just threw myself on 5 before another riot broke out.
did you? flip
Lost my way home.
Oh, you want to talk about riots? Phew, Jesus Christ! Talk about having that shit on my front doorstep
What? No, I
at
don't want
Punch
that.
Bowl. No, I'm serious.
I know.
They shut down the hotel, right? And the thing, and the people that were inside the Punch Bowl couldn't leave. More money for me. They were so mad at the Kings too. They were just like, "Fuck, we can't get in the games. Like, you could just stay here and watch it."
This
Yeah.
is what it's like being the oppressor.
Yeah, this is great.
There's beer.
There's
Maybe
beer.
I will start a dictatorship.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, "Oh, I could put the game up there for you, and that beer's on me."
And you're going to get a refund on your ticket anyway, so calm down.
I know, right? And I gave you a free beer. Plus, you're gonna tip me, so it's rock and roll. I mean, honestly, like half the people that go to those games, they leave anyways because the Kings suck.
Well, the Kings won the first time that they were locked in,
I know.
which is nice. I like it. Apparently, they just need a little bit of pressure.
Apparently, they need no one in the stands to watch them.
That's what we said.
That's pretty much it.
I was like, see, when everybody turns their backs, they come out.
They're like a high school team, you know. Just they're good in practice, they're shitty in games, which no one really gives a fuck about. So practice. Sorry, Sean.
It's okay.
How
It's
was
okay.
your day?
I see a lot of Jerry Will videos, and they make me happy inside. Because I think about you, and I'm like, man, he used to have something good there.
I did.
You know, like a guy with a good girlfriend, but then she broke up with him a long time ago, and you tell him all the time that it's all good, and she's definitely not better off without you, but you know she is. It's kind of like that. Jay Will's better off in China. So let's just be fucking real. If you're out there,
Who?
like-
Are you talking about Jesse J?
No, I'm talking about Jason Williams.
Oh,
White chocolate. Have you heard him talk, by the way?
no.
Dude, him talking is hilarious because he just looks like this inner city hood kid. Like he'd be like, you know, saying the N-word all the time. No, he is from West fucking Virginia.
I thought he was from the Midwest, but yeah,
He's
no.
Close enough. You're
Sounds
out of
like Jennifer Gardner, I
If
bet.
you're out of California, it's all the same shit, right?
Really.
It's just East Coast, West,
West Coast.
And like Las Vegas is in the middle.
Las Vegas is its own fucking shithole. It's its own thing. That's like its own district, like fucking DC, you know? I mean, everything's different there. Let's be fucking real. Like, same thing as DC. Oh, rules are different. You got prostitution here, but take 10 steps out of city fucking limits. You can't. It's like, what the fuck? You can gamble here. 10 steps out of city limit. You can't. It's like,
Well, it's just part of the fun. It's risky.
it's risky. You never know where your Lyft driver's going to take you. Get back on the inside of the line. I'm going to drop this fucking $50 on black, goddammit.
It's like hopscotch with a twist.
Dude, Las Vegas is literally like the weirdest thing to me when I've been there. I've only been there one time, and I would never go back if I knew the way. Except for when the Raiders play. I'll be there.
I know. I was just gonna say.
I'll be
you
there
wanted
for
to
the
talk-
Raider
you wanted
games.
to talk about the Raiders.
I'll be there for the Raider games. We'll talk about that later because I'm going to get on a tiff, and then it's going to make me upset. So,
Are you
but
going to get season tickets?
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I got the
You're gonna be out there a lot then.
8 games.
8 games.
You figure fly out of fucking Stockton, probably cost me about $50 to $80. I'm only gonna take a backpack, fly out Saturday.
That's all you need.
Hopefully there'll be a UFC on a Saturday. That'd be sick.
Oh.
Hit a UFC on the night before, get wasted, go tailgate again, come back on Sunday night. Pray to God that I have a good job that lets me call in Monday.
You got a year.
I do got a year. Yeah.
You got a year to
Wait,
figure
are
it
they
out.
playing next season
In Oakland.
in Oakland?
I saw
And then that's the last one.
I still have season tickets to that to Oakland still. I mean, we still have, Junker and things like that. So, I mean, they totally overhauled the whole freaking team though. It's way different. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously you guys aren't Raider fans, so you don't follow it like I do. Like, you get fucking updates and shit. But like, I'm just seeing these players. Well, the thing too is my sister. It's the weirdest thing. She got this job at this like insurance company or whatever. But her boss, his husband is director of like player personnel or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like my sister's gone to like hella like events and like fundraisers and players' houses and things like that. And I'm like, hook a brother up, aka your brother, and invite me to this shit because I want to go.
And she said no.
She said no first couple times. But then she realized that she
It wouldn't
loved
be
me.
your sister if she didn't say
Yeah,
no.
and then she realized she loved me, and she didn't take me. And I ended up going to the fundraiser, the golf tournament fundraiser or whatever, and I met a lot of players, and it was cool. I mean, which is funny because I was like the one guy in the whole like thing setting it up because it was all like women.
Yeah.
So it was like, I don't know, whatever. But I was like, cool, and like I knew everyone's name because I watch football, and they're like, hey, what's up, man? Like some guys like kind of offended, like some people didn't know their name. I was like, I know your name. It's like, you're the long snapper.
Oh, you made him feel good.
I know. And then then to see all these guys like shook all their hands, like got their autographs, like cool. And then they got released this year. I was like, fuck. That ball just dropped in value. Fuck. I was trying to get another year on that shit. But,
God damn it.
oh well.
Happens.
Either way.
Crazy off season though. Crazy.
I know,
crazy
Jesus.
offseason.
I
The
mean,
Rams are.
The Rams are.
What the fuck is happening
All
there?
I'm saying is the Niners are going to take it in the,
In the
what
booty
I'm
hole?
saying. Yep.
In
There
the
you
booty
go.
hole?
Finish off my sentence.
I mean, yeah.
The Dominican
I don't know.
Sue.
Although I will say San Francisco took a good opportunity to troll the fuck out of Seattle.
They did.
Pretty happy about it.
It was an
Yeah.
expensive troll.
You know what? Expensive troll, and I would like to add, Sherman is the king of trollers because
Yes, he's a
he was
monster
talking
troll.
mad shit the whole time, and then as soon as it like popped up, like, you gonna pay me more? I'm gonna fuck Seattle. Yeah, cool. All my homies are gone.
Yeah, no. He like posted a video
Well, they
arriving in
released him.
Seattle, and he was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
as he like arrived at
SeaTac.
no, when he like got to San Francisco, when he was like at
Oh.
Levi Stadium, he was like walking into like the offices at Levi Stadium, and he was like, I just want you guys all to know that I'm here for you. We're family now.
I know, right?
I was like, I got this notification on my phone, and it was like, the 49ers are live right now, and I was like, oh boy, and I was like,
What are you?
and he was like, you and I are together, buddy. We're going for it. And I was
know.
like, oh, I can't believe this is happening.
All these fucking Niner fans.
It's
are rejoicing.
amazing.
Seattle fans were so mad. They were so
That
mad.
was the best part
But
about
Seattle
it.
released him. They released, and he even called. He called Seattle and said, "Will you match this offer?" And they're like, "Nah." And he was like, "All right, I'm out for good, for good."
I mean, they honestly, like, I was watching a show. I forget what show I was watching, but they were talking about it, and like, they're trying to just basically center the whole thing around Russell Wilson at this point.
Yeah.
Because they got rid of all their big like name guys, but all those big name guys were guys with big mouths, like Richard or what's his name, Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
Nothing against him. I think he speaks his mind, which is great. And Richard Sherman, the same thing. But all those guys are gone now. The guys that are sticking around,
Yes, the Seahawks were mouthy.
yeah, like Cam Chancellor.
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor, he keeps quiet. He's still on the team. Richard Sherman opens his mouth. He's not on the team anymore.
I mean, that's probably what the NFL wants right now in general. I don't think it's just one particular team. I think it's pretty clear that the NFL wants everyone to just do their job.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that... I
You-
think
I mean,
that
yeah.
it took a while for them to realize what a financial hit they took.
Yeah. I couldn't, I don't know. I don't think a lot of Seattle fans like burned some jerseys, and you can't really get mad at. I mean, they released him. You
It's a
can't
business.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Who
I mean, at
burns
the, at the
jerseys?
end of the day, it's a job, right? Like when okay, it hurt to see James Harrison run out of the field in Patriots colors. Okay,
That was tough.
that was rough
That
for
was
me.
tough for me.
That was rough for me
Because I
okay?
liked him a lot.
I love James Harrison. Okay, that's my guy.
First off, don't get into this business talk because anyone who goes to Patriots is a fucking traitor to everyone. Okay? Raider. All right, the Patriots are the NFL Patriots. It's not the fucking New England Patriots. Okay, take the freaking E out. Just put the L or FL and call it that.
The Lakers of the NFL.
Not even the Lakers. It's like the Yankees. I would say more like.
Oh.
But I mean, yeah, you're
Well, I
right.
fucking hate the Lakers.
Daddy
so.
Jimmy came from the Patriots. We got him.
Who?
Well, I got
No,
him.
he can leave. People can leave the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, they can
They
leave.
just
Oh,
can't
okay,
go
okay.
there.
I was like, wait a minute.
They
It's
can't
not like herpes.
go
Like
there.
they can't just go there and then come out and no one wants them anymore. Like
No.
they can leave and come back. You know.
Yeah.
I was like, no, Daddy Jake.
There's
came from this. This is
antibiotics.
fine.
Yeah.
You can. It's treatable. It's treatable.
This is like gonorrhea. You can get rid
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
You gotta just leave it alone for a while.
There's still a lot of pictures of him in Google searches and his Patriots jersey, and I'm like, we're just gonna edit that.
Oh, Jimmy G.
Yeah.
He's a sexy motherfucker, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Jesus Christ. Jimmy GQ. I'm
First game on the field, I was like, Daddy.
like, right? The skin color, the butt chin.
Yep.
I realize, you know what? You might have to be really good, have a butt chin to be a good quarterback.
It
The
probably adds
I don't
to
know what it does
ability.
for the chin. Maybe it holds your jaw a certain way. I'm not sure.
It's an
It's like
It's
an
an
extra
extra eye.
sensor. It's a sensor.
it's extra eye.
What the?
It's just the sensor.
You know.
It just reads the field like
It's like-
really well, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's got that smile.
It's like the Guyver and shit. He just pops the thing up.
That's how you trick the secondary, right? You look that way, but your chin eye is looking to the
Oh,
left,
your chin eye.
and then you see the open receiver.
your
But the secondary is reading you over here, and then you turn and you throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the butt chin eye.
Yeah, it's the butt chin eye. It's the third eye. The third eye doesn't go on the head. It goes on the chin.
Oh, is it brown chin?
Yeah. Oh, what?
Brown chinian?
Yeah, brown chin.
oh my god, Sean, bring us in.
Oh my God! All right, everyone, welcome to episode 17 of Boozed and Bothered. I am your co-host and producer, aka Daddy. My name is Sean.
We only call him Daddy because this is all his shit. But
Yeah, this is all my equipment.
yeah. And he knows how to work all of this. I just show up and like pretend to hit buttons. I
paid the big bucks.
I don't know anything about it. I'm Jonathan, and I am your host. And tonight, we have a very special muffin.
The muffin.
The muffin.
I am Anthony Sandoval. I'm good friends with these guys. And
This isn't a rundown, Anthony.
It
You
is.
don't have
It
to,
is
like,
a rundown.
You don't have to give your.
It's my mic. It's my mic time. You shut the fuck up. Okay.
First of all, no one.
Look at me. I'm the host now. 2 minutes in, I'm the fucking host.
First of all,
Multiply
okay,
that by 10.
we don't need your government name. We're not here for that.
We don't need your Christian name, boy.
Well, first of all, mine is a Christian name, so we're gonna stick with it.
So is Anthony.
I'll go with muffin.
Anthony is-
I like
yeah.
muffin. Anthony Muffin.
Anthony Muffin. Well, you already gave it. So
Yeah, so
it
fine.
happens.
Yeah, well, whatever. Delete that out. Bleep.
And yeah, this is Boozed and Bothered, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What are
What are
you-
we drinking?
Well,
What are you drinking?
I'm
Left
drinking.
eye, right eye.
Yeah, this one's from Track 7. It is a double IPA, which, Aunt, do you know what a double IPA is?
Yes.
You know is that
Do
just
I
double
know what a
hops?
double IPA is? Is this a fucking joke?
No, I mean,
Oh.
I've never known.
Oh, so double IPA is basically when. Now, don't quote me on this, beer heads. All right, don't.
Oh,
stab
okay,
me.
so
I know what it is. Just
I know
don't
what it is.
just
Don't quote me on this.
Just don't stab me for it if I'm like half off. Okay.
okay.
So basically, what they do is they make a regular IPA and they take the finished product and they put it back in and they do the same process again the second time, thus making it a double. They normally do it right before the finishing process. Where
So then what the?
other two- Huh?
So they do. Oh my God.
What's
then
an imperial?
quadruple IPAs.
So
and,
yeah, they do it 4 times. That's why
That's
it's more
fucking
expensive. 'Cause
crazy.
It takes hella hops to do that.
or like
Imagine
a. Or
Imagine
a,
taking like, let's say you use 25 hops, right?
Yeah.
That's not how much, but just say 25 hops. You do that shit all the way through to almost to finish. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And then you take it out and then you put it back in there with 25 more hops.
Yeah.
And then take it to finish and almost finish and take it out and do it again. So you're now using 100 hops rather than just 25
Right.
it took you originally.
Well, that makes sense. What's Imperial then?
Imperial means that it's over 8%. So anything can really
Oh.
be named Imperial. Most of the time they use it for Imperial Browns because browns or lagers or anything like that, or not a lager, browns and ales, because they're not traditionally more than that. So it just denotes that it's already above that. So mostly letting people know you're going to get fucked up without saying you're
Fair enough. I mean, this one's only 9.5.
only 9.5. That's a really high alcohol content for a beer.
Oh.
I mean,
I
you can
usually
get up
go-
to like 15 and stuff like that, but that's
Right.
normally with like bourbon barrel aged things or
Well, that's what we've been doing.
bourbon barrel.
I had the other week we did a gin barrel,
Gin barrel.
and that one took.
What beer was that?
I'll bring you one,
Okay.
and that one will take a little bit of the breath out of you.
I don't know. Yeah, that's called
Take my breath
that's called shine. My friend.
It did taste a little bit like moonshine with like a touch of juniper, and I was
All
like,
right.
"Oh my god!"
That's shine, my friend, and that's illegal in the state. Let's not talk about
It's
where you
illegal
got
to make it.
from. I always thought about making liquor.
Sean, what did I hand you? I handed you something.
I am drinking Revision Mosaic Revenge. It's a Mosaic, 100% Mosaic hopped DIPA.
Double.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking that
DIPA
means
is double.
Yeah.
Mosaic is a type of hop.
Mosaic. Where's that hop from? Is that a Yakima hop? Is that a
Yakima? I'm not really sure, like exactly. See, that's where it kind of gets lost for me when it comes to like. I mean, I know a good amount about beers and things, how they're made and this and that. I know the different style or different types of hops, but like I don't get into like the super specific like this region comes from this or this does this. Most of the time, I just try to for working where I work, I try to know exactly where the brewery is located because that means because you want local stuff.
Revision's not Sacramento, right?
It's Reno.
Okay, I knew it was kind of local, but not here.
The reason why it's a big deal to Sacramentans, if I said that correctly,
Sacramentans?
is what was that?
Sacramentans.
Sacramentans?
Yeah.
Sacraments.
Sacraments, aka the brewery.
There
Name
you
drop. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. The reason why it's a big deal for Revision is because the guy who's, I think from one of the stories I heard was the brewer from Moonraker, which is out of Auburn, left there to start his own brewery, which is Revision. So
Okay.
that's why
He revised it.
yes, the Revision.
Because like Revision's really good, but they do a lot of sales throughout like everywhere in Sacramento.
They do. No, they do really well.
Like it's a big market for them.
Yeah, they do really well, especially because of the name. Like I said, anything from Moonraker is like fuego fire. I mean, and they're good. I mean, wrong. Moonraker is a really good up and coming one. They're right by next to Knee Deep. Like right down the street. Like you go to one and walk to the other.
I do like Knee Deep.
Knee Deep's good.
Knee Deep is so good.
They want to fuck you up. I like that.
They do, but they
Yeah,
want to make it
they're
really
trying to get you
delicious.
drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they want to make it delicious, but they're there to fuck.
Like
you
they
up.
want you
trying
to think you're drinking like a liquid pie.
Yeah, like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It's like, look, dude, I'm here to do one thing and one thing only.
They're that one
Drink
dude.
beer
Yeah.
and get fucked up. Okay,
They're just trying to get
It'll
you drunk.
happen.
They're trying to get you. They're that dude at the club
trying to get you drunk.
who just wants to buy you drinks.
Drunk and
Don't
They'll
know
take
so
you
many
home.
dudes at the club.
I know. So many dudes at the club trying to get drunk and naked. No.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I appreciate about it. Track 7 does a pretty good job. Left eye, right eye's good.
Mm-hmm.
Left eye, right eye, left eye is a triple. And that one's like,
Not surprising.
11.5%.
Oh, is that supposed to be when you're like winking back and forth
You're
because
so
you're drunk?
you're just like, yeah.
I get
Left
it.
eye, right eye.
Oh!
Their brewery is like right around the corner from my work. It's on.
That's Curtis Park one. They have two.
Yeah.
They have that
Yeah.
one and then one in Natomas.
Device is opening up right over here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm actually going to go on a little beer tourish thing. If you guys want to go on the 15th of
Where?
April. We're actually going to go super cheap, and we're going to go on light rail. So we mapped it out to go on light rail to all the like breweries that are within walking distance of, which is a lot. Actually, it's like 4.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Well, I mean, the one that Matt was talking about is right off 65th.
Yeah, you got Fort Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Rock. You got I have like all 4 in my head. Fort Rock, Device, and those on there, all stuff. So basically, and then my buddy.
Sacktown Union?
Techtown Union. Yes,
Yeah,
that's one of them.
that was
so there's like 4. There's actually like 7, but I was like, dude, we're not making it 7 breweries.
Yeah,
So,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you're
That's,
I'm
but
gonna get
depending on their
shitty
brew
by-
tour too.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends they want to go get breakfast and shit like that. So
Have you tried Moxa yet?
Mm-hmm.
Moxa? It's it's a new place up in Rockland. Apparently, I follow the like Sacramento, like I'm on a Sacramento beer page on Facebook. And
Ooh,
everyone's
there's a
been
Sac
like,
beer page?
yeah, it's a group, and everyone's like going fucking crazy about it.
Good.
Yeah, it's like I think
Sac
it's
beer
called
group or Sac beer enthusiasts?
enthusiasts.
Yeah, that's a big one. I've heard of that before.
Yeah, I follow them. I had to turn their posts off on my fucking newsfeed.
Yeah,
though.
they blow that shit up.
They blow that shit up all the fucking time.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, that's like a super big hobby for a lot of people around here, which is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the fantasy football of like Sacramento, basically.
Yeah.
But a lot more like people are into it because it's not like sports based. It's like
it's definitely becoming a big beer town.
yeah,
Like,
well, it's always been a big beer town, but I think like the fact that people start to like
a known beer town.
Well, now we have our own. I think that's the thing is that we've always loved beer here, and a lot of places will always serve a ton of regional beers. But this is the first time that you could stock like an entire shelf with nothing but Sacramento brews.
Yeah, because for the longest time it was like Track 7 and Rustaller and and just a few. And now you've got Bike Dog, and you've got
I mean, I think a lot of,
and you've got Sacktown Union, and
well, you also got like, I mean, if you haven't had them yet, Fort Rock is really good.
Yeah,
Fort Rock's good. Sacktown Union is good. New Glory has taken a new step in the right direction with some of their beers. I was very impressed with some of the last stuff that they put out. I wasn't impressed when they first kind of came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they changed brewers. I don't know the whole story behind that, but the last couple beers they put out, I was actually impressed with. They have interesting tap handles, which is always cool. Always catches customers' eyes. Well, which kind of matters to me.
Who is this again?
New Glory.
Oh, New Glory. Yeah.
Where's New Glory?
It's Sacramento. I forget where it's at, but that's one of the ones on the trip. So
Fort
Rock,
so then it has to be
Device, and Sacktown Union. So I mean, all we're gonna do is literally take the light rail basically up to like Folsom almost, and then we'll go hit the thing, and then jump back on the light rail, and then hit another one, and jump back on the light rail, and it's only gonna cost us.
That's a really easy way to go, especially if you do just like a day pass for light rails. Like,
we're just gonna do a day pass. Yeah,
that's fucking smart.
And you could just get blitzed. I mean, you're gonna be like everyone else on light rail.
Yeah, just completely hammered.
Just ask people for money. I'm drunk. Can you give me home?
I
You're
think
on the light rail, sir. It's not going to take me all the way home.
we're doing a brew tour.
Hey,
Meanwhile, you've got like office people like going to work on like their lunch break, and you've got like a bunch of like college students like going between classes,
hating their life because it's finals and shit.
And then the rest of the people literally are drunk and homeless on the rail.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're one of those.
Yeah, you're just gonna find your way. Well, no, you're not gonna be homeless.
I'm saying I'm one of those. I'm really drunk. Right. I mean, and begging for people to put money on my Lyft account. So
yeah, there you go. So you could ditch everyone.
Hey, bro, you gotta get home somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, guys.
Homeward bound.
Hey, what happened this week? We have some stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I think we have stuff.
It was a weird, fun, awkward, strange news cycle.
You know what? The entire thing revolves around the fact that Roseanne's back.
Amen.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm cool with Roseanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People a little crazy. Cheers, guys.
People. Oh yeah.
Roseanne.
Cheers, Roseanne.
Best national anthem singer ever.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
People are really, people. I was on Twitter.
Was she better than Fergie? That's a joke.
No, Fergie took inspiration and added some harmony.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
God, she's.
Wait, you've never heard this?
What?
Roseanne?
Oh, I've heard it.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a joke. I was just saying, like.
Yeah. I was like.
That's like top 2, like worst ever.
No, what are you talking about? It like ranks up there with like everyone else's. Like.
I don't know. I've never sang it.
There's a new
publicly.
appreciation.
I don't know the words per se, but if I knew that I was gonna sing this shit, I'd fucking know it. Like, not just making up words.
She didn't mess up the words.
No,
she just messed up the notes.
Sing.
It's probably worse.
Yeah.
She should have popped out a nipple to save her whole show.
Yeah.
That's what Janet Jackson did.
Yeah, people are like in love or they hate this show right now.
18 million views.
Yeah. There was a whole freak out on Twitter. I mean, when it was trending on Twitter last night, it was the subtitle for it was Roseanne plays a Trump supporter in her new show, and people were like, "I'm not gonna watch it."
Well, they watched it.
Yeah, they watched it for sure.
Yeah, they did.
They were like, "I'm gonna see how bad a Trump supporter she is."
Yeah, they were just like,
but you're still helping her with her ratings. You dumb fuck.
They were like, "I'm not gonna watch like her." She's
They're not good at 3D 4D chess.
Yeah, okay. They were like, her ratings are gonna tank, and I was like, 18 million views for episode 1. Are you sure? And people loved it. It got rave reviews.
Well, because the thing is that it's not a Republican show. It's the same thing.
She's a Republican in the show.
Barely.
No,
she's a Trump Democrat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But because I watched it,
good wording.
Yeah, I watched it back today, and she's just.
Don't tell me.
I won't. But she is very much like
don't tell me, please.
the same that it's the same dynamic that it
Well,
always
did you
was.
see her on Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah.
Yeah, and because Kimmel was like, "You're a Trump supporter." He was like, "What made you change?" She was like, "I stayed the same. You're all the ones who moved."
Isn't that funny how that shit just shifts on you? Oh, shit. I thought I was on the right side of this thing.
She was all, "You guys have gotten all so far out there."
You forgot that you left everybody behind.
And Kimmel, like, he was stunned by it, and he was just like,
Well, I think Kimmel
Well,
also forgot that she ran for president last cycle.
"Yeah,
Okay, so I'm going to need everyone to sit down. She was supporting herself. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Kimmel, anyways? I mean, he doesn't really.
Thank you.
apparently
I
a
said
political
this-
commentator, as he likes to think himself."
I said this when
while he
did the
cries after
Oscars.
every national tragedy on national television.
Boo-hoo.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you mean like these little, like, 21 or 17-year-old children, depending on whose conspiracy hat you're... Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God. Can we not take a turn to Conspiracy Town, please?
We're not going-
I really don't want to jump on this train, but I want to. So please, close the door and drive away now.
But we just brought up Roseanne. You can't take
Yeah.
it. You can't...
And this is clearly going to lead into David Hogg.
Oh, Jesus.
There's one pig.
All right,
that
if we
should
want to
be
get real
spit
conspiracy,
roasted.
I got this new one, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you'll have your chance. Don't worry.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm going to watch the episode. I was really excited about it. I watched the Return to Roseanne, like, little mini doc that Joy Behar hosted.
Yeah, I really
for
hate
the-
Joy Behar.
Yeah, she's annoying. But
I've heard you say that
there's-
multiple times, too.
if
That's why
there's-
when he said Joy Behar, I looked at your face like,
I've been waiting. Like,
She-
I
she
didn't know
just-
that she was doing this, so I clicked it and I was like, Hulu, take me there. And Hulu did, and I heard, and she wasn't even on the screen. I just heard it. It's been 20 years! And I was like, Jesus.
She, to me, like, when she walked out and started talking, I took one look at her, and she just embodies the old guard of the media. You know, like,
She used to
strictly
be a comedian.
television, all
She
that
was a
jazz.
funny comedian.
Yeah, like,
I don't know what happened. I think, a facelift and getting boned by Hillary in the behind a couple too many times clearly put her... First of all...
let's talk about that.
it's better than
We can. But what I really want to talk about is the fact that
better than
she
being
needs to get rid
suicided.
of those bangs. She needs to get rid of those bangs. If she wants to have any political relevance, the bangs have to go, and I'm so done with them. Stupid,
Political
Long
relevance.
Island-looking mother. She needs to get out of here. Can't stand her. Hate Joy Behar.
It was a great mini doc. Aside from Joy Behar.
She's obnoxious, and I hate her.
Yeah, people were upset. They were really mad about this on Twitter.
That's because...
Twitter is mad about everything.
I've been spending a lot more time because it's just so much more fun than Facebook in a weird way.
Oh, because it's so much more just viral, and
It's
it's
just
so
a-
much just like no holds barred.
You can't hide any. It's just a fucking cesspool.
Well, you can never
Yeah, it's
find
awesome.
anything again either. Like, there's really no point in deleting a tweet or anything because you actually have to dig for people's stuff because that Twitter
Oh,
feed
there are
is
people
no
that-
joke. It's gone. Like,
Yeah.
I posted something to Dianne Feinstein, and I had to go back and look because Twitter was like, you have like 10 plus new tweets, and it just took me right down.
to the bottom.
And I was like, well, I'm not finding that again.
I mean, it moves like
like
Twitter moves in real time.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that. Like Instagram went back to like chronologically doing shit again.
yeah.
Because before it was like you couldn't find shit.
No, it was a
like
smart.
you saw like the picture, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like, what the fuck is that picture?
It's a smart move. It honestly is a smart move because
'Cause it
like
keeps
my
things
biggest
going.
frustration with Facebook is that like sometimes I'll like see a post like right when I hit refresh and I'm like, oh, I want to check that out, and then and it's just fucking gone.
Yeah, with Facebook, you'll never see it again.
No, just say it to Twitter.
Or you'll see the same post
A
for
million
like 3
times.
days.
Yeah.
Well, because they're trying to sell it to you.
And everyone's
So-
commenting on it. Well, also like if
No,
all your
it's like
friends,
someone's post.
Like if
a
your friend posts something and all your other friends or their friends comment on it and they
My
keep
cupcakes came out so delicious. You'll see that Monday through Wednesday.
Yeah, and it's just like so and so commented on this post, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't fucking give a shit.
It's funny thing about Facebook now, and I was saying this to a friend. I was like, I feel like Facebook is like a bad like ex-girlfriend because like it keeps trying to get me to go back on it, even though I'm not like even touching it. Like it's like I'm like I get like a notification. It's like you haven't seen this picture in a while. Why don't you come back and look at us? It's like,
Yeah.
no, swipe, and then like 2 minutes later, it's like, remember this memory? You should look at this. Open this app again. It's like I'm not gonna open your fucking app. Like
Why don't
just
you just delete it?
because I can't do it without Messenger.
Yes, you can. You can delete.
You can
the-
delete the app
Yeah.
and just keep Messenger.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might do that then. Brain fart. Oh well, I'll do that then.
Yeah.
I can't stand it. It's like it's annoying. I just want the notifications to go away.
Yeah.
Probably just get deep in my phone and figure that out, but
You just turn your notifications off.
all the way.
Yeah.
All the way up there. Yeah.
You can manage them by app though.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's whatever. It's first world problems, all right? I just don't want to miss everything.
Those are the best kind.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right? I'll take
So speaking of first world problems,
Who are we talking about?
cake over here.
yes, I want to bring attention to probably the biggest headline of today, at least, if not the whole week.
Okay.
There's so many.
And this one returns culture to our society.
Oh dear Christ.
Abby Lee Miller from Dance Moms has been released from federal prison today.
Oh my god.
Thank
And
God the system works.
yeah, she was convicted of bankruptcy fraud and bringing money into the U.S. illegally. And rumor has it that she had a horrible time with her cellmates. But
in prison she had a horrible time. You go figure.
well, she was such a wonderful person on the show. It's hard to see how anybody could find any conflict with her. But she accomplished things while she was in prison. Okay? And it's a miracle. Like, I'm really proud of her.
Cut to the juice. Let's get what she got done.
She took 2 real estate classes. She earned a personal finance class diploma, which I'm not sure what that means. I think it's just like she showed up for class a couple times.
Personal finance, so she learned how to manage her own shit.
Yes,
that's a fucking
which was probably required from
that degree.
pulling money into the country legally.
Oh,
I'm still not sure
legally. So she's actually figuring out how to do what she did illegally.
legally, right? You know, so these are all like good things to know. But yeah, so after a year in prison, she was released today, and America's heart and spirit has finally been returned to it. The grace.
Of Jesus.
Yeah, we're back.
All right, great.
We're back.
Is she gonna go be back on the show or what?
You know, there's no word about it. TMZ just she's in a halfway house, according to TMZ. But yeah, you know, we can all prayers have been answered
She is out.
God is good.
She is free.
by the grace of the Lord and the judicial system, which apparently works sometimes. She's been returned to us, and I just wanted to bring attention to that because I know it's important.
Craziness.
Wow. I expected something completely different out of you.
No, I expected.
Did you really, though?
I expected.
No.
I expected exactly that.
No. But we were talking about Roseanne, and I was expecting a natural transition, and it did not happen that way.
Well,
Abrupt
you obviously
transition.
don't know Abby Lee Miller because she makes Roseanne look like Daisy Duke on
I
pretty
don't
much
watch Dance
anything.
Moms.
Well, pretty much everything.
But yeah, so she's free, and we are all again a part of her world.
You hear about that?
Tesla elaborates on details and potential cause of fatal Model X crash that's under investigation, or the upscale deli that's opening in Dilworth Plaza.
Either one, actually. No, the Tesla thing. I thought that was interesting the other day. I was reading on it. I was just like,
I was like, 'cause both of those are very interesting to
Yeah,
me.
right,
I
right.
love a good deli.
that's the Italian in you.
There's a people. You know, I was talking to an EMT about Teslas, and
Yeah.
they said that the biggest problem with them is that the procedure when a Tesla crash happens or electric cars is that most of them have a kill switch, and you have to go in and get to that kill switch first before you start pulling people out of the car.
Right, because otherwise you have to leave
Yeah.
them in there while the car
Yeah.
drains.
So you're losing time.
How about you just get an EMP pulse, you put that shit on the back of a fucking ambulance, and bam, just like
You don't have
Transformers.
to put it on the back of an ambulance. If the car is crashed, you just slap it on that fucking car and you just call it a day.
I want to shoot it. I want them to get get these fucking paramedics and they just pull out this big ass fucking gun. Like, are you ready? Hit the switch. Bam! Just blow that shit up.
But it has to make like the space
Yeah.
the space wave cloud.
Even though
sound.
that would never happen in actual real time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly how it has to go.
Yeah, like Broken Arrow when they fucking blew up that shit. And
Yeah.
like, all of a sudden it was like this fucking wave cloud. It's like, that's an electromagnetic pulse.
It's a scene out of
It
Transformers.
doesn't do that.
Yeah, no.
It just turns your shit off.
Yeah,
Like almost forever.
yeah.
So, you think that would stop someone's heart if they did that though?
No.
No.
Well, if they had a pacemaker.
If yeah.
You know, all the way. Are you sure? Like if you
Yeah,
was high enough.
if
it's a pacemaker, yeah.
the Pacey boys.
No, not the pacemaker. I mean, like.
Pace boys.
Well, I mean, if you're saving time, you're already there to save their life anyway. Just pop that bad boy back on. You know what I'm saying?
I think someone else would have to explain this, but what I think it does is it shorts all the circuits and it causes electricity to not be able to flow through anything.
Oh, yeah. EMP does that.
It
yeah.
kills it. It doesn't pause it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no reset button on that.
So if you have a pacemaker, you gotta slap it on the back of your
I
license
know.
plate or something. It's like a donor sticker.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you 15 more seconds.
So this is why we don't use EMPs.
I'm still not seeing the downside here.
I think that I don't know. With the cars crashing, it's just crazy to me. Like I thought they were taking big strides in it, making that car make it so that you don't have to drive anymore.
I mean, come on, man. Okay, this is the thing with innovation. You're gonna fuck some shit up along
You're gonna
the
break
way.
some eggs.
You're gonna break some eggs. You're gonna
eggs being people.
I mean,
Just say it,
sometimes.
Sean. Just fucking say
Listen,
it.
okay, listen. We all know people are gonna die on that first trip to Mars.
Feed
Oh, I hope
to
it's
it.
televised.
Feed.
Nobody's denying it.
Feed
Okay,
your eggs.
that 100 people that are going, those motherfuckers ain't coming back. Not ever.
What about Matt Damon?
Matt Damon.
He made it.
He made
with
it.
Mars potatoes. Matt Damon.
They're called chips.
No, chips. No, that's what Mars is going to be good for. If people come from Mars and be like, they're chips, you son of a bitch.
Oh no, they're gonna have Irish accents.
Irish accent. All right, boy. I'm going to make some jolly good chips over here. As I said, all the Mexicans and Irish, as we were talking about earlier. We're going to build that shit in a fucking year. Rome was built in 7 days. Yeah, well, we'll build it in a year. Kiss my ass. Terraform this, bitches.
Oh my god! I hope Mars has its little Wild West phase. I hope
Oh,
we
it's
can
got
just-
to. It's fucking
Yeah.
got to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
shit, yeah. We
Well-
should just literally just send up like 6 shooters up there. Fuck it.
Space Cowboys.
Yeah.
I want some Space Cowboys.
Let them just shoot at each other.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's like it'd be a third world country,
like
anyways.
horses.
Have you seen that show? It's on Sci-Fi. Shit,
The Expanse.
The Expanse.
Yeah.
So good. I just got a
So
notification.
good.
that
I
season
already
3
knew
is
where
ready.
you was going, bro.
Oh man. The Game of Thrones.
Thomas Jane is
Yeah.
killing that shit.
The Game of Thrones. I guess similarities between the two. I don't really see.
No.
I
But
didn't
I
see
do-
it either, but I loved it. I like
But,
the
yeah.
political intrigue.
The
that they have.
political intrigue is ridiculously cool.
So good.
It's so good.
And it makes a lot of sense because a lot of the like stuff to like, and they're not afraid to like really make issues where those issues are going to be real. Like they have like the people from Mars. For those of you that haven't seen the show, definitely go watch it because it's cool. But people on Mars hate
Free
the people
plug.
from. Yeah, free plug. They go boom, boom, boom. FX, give me money. Money. Well, they got Earth, which is Earth is basically like California to the rest of the United States.
Yeah.
And then you got
What up?
What up, dog? Then you got fucking Mars, where they're like pissed off because they have like less gravity up there, so like their bones are weaker because they grew up there or whatever. So they can't really go to Earth ever, or they'll die.
The Mars Congressional Republic, right?
Yeah, and then but Earth basically like has this like, I guess, tariff or whatever the fuck you call it. I guess they control.
Yeah.
They control Mars, and Mars hates it. And then Mars has like even farther. There's these guys called Belters.
The
They live-
Belters,
the Belters
yeah,
that
on the
live on the
asteroid belt.
asteroid belt. They even have less gravity. So it's like, cool to see that like that like different type of like situation happen, but it happens to be physical things rather than just like word barrier, like language
Right.
barriers or like any type of other barriers. It's actual like physically. I
New
cannot live here.
and different people are being created
Yeah.
over the course of like hundreds of years or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's a really cool political show too because the politics drives like even in the from the first episode
Oh,
you
yeah.
realize that like water resources and it's like something you think about and you're like, oh well, duh.
Or in
But it's
California,
like-
we worry about water all the time. We try to.
Well, even
LA
we didn't
doesn't.
have water. They had water. It was just
Yeah.
being taken away from them.
Yep.
But it was like water politics was like a huge thing for them.
Yeah.
And it's like, but they infuse it, like the writing staff like infuses every episode with like very like,
Small, minute things that make it like that.
Yeah.
that really
Yeah.
kind of like puzzle you for a second and create a little bit of,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what
It's
you
a lot
want.
of
Any,
fun.
any great show really does that for you. I mean, even Game of Thrones. I
Yeah.
mean, that does it. It doesn't do it on like maybe like a intelligence of like, oh, I'm getting smarter by watching this show.
No.
But you definitely see like you start to like see the chips move on the
Yeah, you're following the game pieces that you know you can't control.
Exactly. So you're just kind of hoping to be right about it, I guess.
And or be right about being wrong.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
It's true.
Yeah.
So those are good shows. I mean, it's hard to find a good show these days. There's so much. Well, there's so much content out there.
They release everything and then they take forever to release the next one.
Yeah, and then you just binge it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the course of a weekend.
You binge it. I binged like Marvel's Punisher in like 2 days.
Yeah.
I'm dying. I'm just dying.
Like that one show you showed me, the Man in the High Castle.
Oh my god!
Awesomeness. Whoa. Calm your tits. Awesome though. No, that one was fucking fantastic.
I need a 3rd season now.
Pink, pink. Well, we just got a 3rd season of The Expanse was just released.
Oh Jesus, I'm about to get lost again.
Yeah.
You will not hear me on this podcast again. For no, that show was awesome. I watched the first episode. I was fucking boom hooked. I mean,
yeah, it's so good, right?
I mean, I even watched Game of Thrones, and I watched Game of Thrones. It took me like, I'm gonna be honest, like 2 or 3 episodes to get like really.
Yeah,
It starts
the
real
first
slow.
one's a
real
weird
slow.
one.
Yeah, I mean, so for me to become enthralled with, but the Expanse enthralled, Man in High Castle enthralled. Have you seen The Newsroom? I mean, we talked about this a long time ago. That one,
I did, and I didn't catch on to that one.
really?
I
would
loved
have
it.
thought you would
I
like
loved it.
that
I
one.
loved it.
No.
I really like Jeff Daniels. I think he's
Loved
funny.
it.
That show just got it. It was great for like the first 3 episodes, and then I think by episode 4 they started getting preachy.
Got
And I was
preachy,
like,
a little preachy, and it got a little.
Well, they're a
love.
news organization.
Yeah, it got a little love based. It was a
Yeah.
little love story based. We had to throw that thing in there. But,
Olivia Munn kept me going a couple times.
oh, I know. Yeah. See where Aaron Rodgers was tapping.
Marry me.
Well, she's free now.
Yeah.
You got to have a couple $1 million, look like
No
Aaron
chance.
Rodgers, and be
No
able to
chance.
huck a football,
No chance.
3 football fields. But, other than that, you got a shot.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
mean, that's pretty much it.
Hey.
Fuck it. Jimmy G has a shot.
He always had the shot.
Shut up.
He's
Oh my god.
should have shoot the shot. Kobe.
Not in this house.
Whoa.
You better slow down.
Thank you.
Calm down. Black Mamba forever. Just kidding.
Speaking of things not in this house, March for Our Lives happened this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody marched in this house.
I didn't.
Listen,
I was at Punch Bowl and they
If-
walked through.
well,
Oh,
I
did
think,
they really?
Close enough.
I think the most interesting thing that came out of March for Our Lives is the fact that Sinead O'Connor's obvious like Cuban lesbian daughter admitted to bullying the shooter constantly.
Oh, what's her name?
Yeah, she was-
Emma Gonzalez?
Yeah, Sinead O'Connor's lesbian daughter from Cuba.
Right.
Whatever. Yeah.
She
Well,
was like, it's no reason to shoot up a school. And I'm like, well, it's the only time you're going to be right. But at the same time,
yeah, right. The only time ever you actually have a point, which is the dumbest point ever.
Yeah.
at the same time, what?
Why you gotta be a dick?
Why are you being First of all, you have grown up in an era where movies are readily available to you. You should know by now from every movie that's ever been put into the public viewing spectrum to not pick on the weird kid.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I know you saw The Office, motherfucker.
Thank you. It's just, it doesn't work out for anybody.
I know there's worse.
Or
ones.
Office Space. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say there's worse ones in the
Yeah,
office, my friend.
Yeah, Office Space.
Dwight.
I know you saw Office Space. Okay, listen.
You know, but just
Burn
like,
that place to the ground.
and then
Oh,
you've got
yeah.
David Hogg like slipping up on his script.
I'm gonna back that up with it.
And saying that when he heard about the shooting, he hopped on his bike and rode his 3 miles to school, which contradicts directly him saying that he was locked in a classroom and that a kindly old janitor, hustled them back into a classroom and protected them and saved their lives.
But well, on
and
a
I was-
complete side note of that, what's your? I don't know. I've asked some friends of mine, but what's your take on like cop or teachers having guns? I mean, do you? Feel
Well,
like
I
that's
mean,
a
I think-
I mean,
I think I don't think teachers should ever be forced to have guns. I think if
they want to.
I think if they want to, and if they can pass their own certifications. I mean, here in Sac County, I mean, we all know this, that to get like a firearm or like a concealed carry license,
hard.
it is very difficult. But the process is through, if you take it through
sheriffs.
just
the
sheriffs,
sheriffs, it's a long, but it's a pretty fun and enjoyable experience. If a teacher is willing to do that, and the school board is cool with that teacher doing that, then I don't see a problem. I don't think forcing teachers to do it is the answer. I don't think necessarily. I mean,
it's not an answer, but I mean, like, and I don't know, just like
I don't have a problem with it in general. I don't think it should be a force. I don't think somebody who's uncomfortable having a gun.
Nothing should be forced.
Right. But, well, true, and I've said this before. I don't think any
say.
teacher who wants to not carry a weapon, that person should never be forced to carry a weapon. I mean, that's a ridiculous position to put everybody in. Okay, if a teacher is feeling uncomfortable about being armed, don't ever let that.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, not saying for them to be forced that way, but to give them the option to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the sad thing is the worry of escalation, right? The slippery slope. Okay, teachers all of a sudden have guns. Now maybe some kid thinks, okay, well now I hate my teacher. I know he probably has a gun. I'm gonna have a gun too, or whichever. The slippery slope is of going that way. But it's like, to me, if you have the option to do so, and on school grounds, unfortunately, it is that, like, you're already entrusting the future and lives and minds of these kids in this person's hands. You might as well just let them have the gun too, if they're gonna go that far.
Well, I mean, if
they want it.
Our parents' generation, if they grew up in any rural community, there were guns around and on campus in students' hands as late as
the
like 60s and 70s.
Like P and stuff,
Yeah, and I mean
archery.
Mm-hmm.
Just get one badass teacher, just like fucking. He's like bullseye out there, just mowing down. And he got this kid with the AK. He's like, "Hold on, kids." He pulls out, starts fucking whipping out these bomb ass.
But from the more rural areas, like
rifle
archery,
classes.
Archery,
marksman classes. These were up until probably only like 10, 15 years ago.
Very normal.
We're still natural. Pretty expected to be on campus.
Yeah.
Shauna will still talk about how they had a military armory across the street, and so the school had access to the rifles for marksman classes.
Yeah.
When she was in high school, which I think is great. I mean, there's nothing worse than having people afraid of guns. I think that's the problem here, is that people are afraid of a thing because they don't. There's no interaction. There's no comprehension of it, and it's just like, this is a tool. It's a very dangerous tool, but it is just a tool.
And it matters who you put it in, how they use it.
Yes, and if you don't have an understanding of it, obviously the fear level can only increase.
It's like sharks.
Yeah.
Fucking like sharks. That's why I want to go diving with sharks, but in a cage. Play that shit.
Well, a little different because the gun's not going to bite you.
Right.
The shark can bite you.
Yeah, that's actually more dangerous.
Yeah.
And it's
well, a little bit more predictably dangerous.
Predictably dangerous.
And it's crazy.
That's the way to... Great whites. I want to fuck with that one day. On a slight side note.
It's crazy too.
South Africa. Here I come.
You're gonna have to tan a little bit more to get into South Africa.
First off, bitch, the apartheid's over. Fuck you.
All white farmers are being. Everything's being taken away from white people there.
Oh,
the socialists are taking over, and it's black power.
I'm gonna be a tourist. Do whatever you want. Tourist.
Just say you're from Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? They'll love me. I'll say I'm a teacher or some shit. I want to see where the sharks are. El tiburón.
So fuck.
And so, like, in the cage, like, oh shit! American, you let me die, I'm gonna fuck you over. I'm gonna blow up your whole country.
So
the hog roast.
Yeah, the hog. After shortly after March for Our Lives, it was you get this narrative of everyone. No one's trying to take your guns.
Oh, now they're all about it.
No, and then former Justice Stevens, and the fact that he's a Republican just fueled their fire more. It was just like, repeal the Second Amendment, and that shit trended on Twitter. People were ham about that. They were all over it.
It's not gonna happen.
It's just crazy,
If there's one, listen, this is, I swear to God, it happens in sports teams all the time. As a naturalized King fan, I know this. As a lifelong 49ers fan, I have come to know this. There is nothing worse than seeing somebody setting themselves up for success and then snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. And
Yes.
Democrats running with this narrative is going to put Republicans in a permanent, or at least generational, superiority position in politics. I mean, you cannot, for years and years and years and years, and Ben Shapiro said this a few weeks ago, and he was spot on.
If we can cut the spending, I can live with this.
Well, yes, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, right.
Because
but
we
it's not
cut
gonna
the
happen.
taxes, and I'm cool.
But he was like,
Who's gonna
his
pay
whole
for the
thing
roads?
was, it used to be a battle
roads.
between Democrats and Republicans on who was and was not American apple pie, pro-cop, pro-military, and pro-flag. And he was like, Democrats have thrown that completely out the window. And if that's the narrative they want to run with and they think that they can win in politics on that, it's not going to fly. You cannot sit there and have a Democrat Party fall in line with this narrative that we are going to repeal the Second Amendment if we get into power, because it is nothing but a boost for Republicans and people who never
No.
in their lives would have
Guns
voted
have not
Republican.
sold faster.
Then they have
The
them,
NRA has not received more money.
I'm sure the NRA is going to send David Hogg a medal for all of the memberships.
Yeah.
What?
There are there are people in other countries getting memberships with the NRA right now,
Yeah.
supporting this. Now the NRA is a little fucking crazy. Don't get me wrong. And
Yeah,
I've got a problem with a lot of
Everything's
their.
a little crazy, bro.
You know, I'm more of a Gun Owners of America guy myself, but like,
Well, the NRA just gets a little too statusty.
yeah, but they do. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, they've got the lobby money.
Have you heard of NRA
You know.
TV?
Yes.
No.
That shit's fucking crazy.
They're
I'm
a
sure.
mess. They are a mess. That's where
That's
you
the
get your
reason-
tinfoil hats and your
Yeah, that's the reason why. I mean, not the reason, but I mean, that's the antithesis of why the Democrats get mad about that thing is because they see this NRI TV and they're like, these guys are just they're all like that. It's like, first off, we need to stop generalizing everyone. Thank
Yeah.
you for that word because I was
Absolutely.
on
I'm
the
here
tip
to
of
help
my
you
tongue.
out.
Thank you. Yeah.
genderizing.
Genderizing. You know, they is telling us what we need to do and stuff, and I need to stop this shit. No, but
I
that's
needs to stop genderizing.
genderizing these motherfuckers.
I am's the non-binary.
You know what I mean? I want them to believe in me. No, but that's the problem is everyone has these generalizations about what goes where, how this goes what, and it's like all the time. It's like, okay, well, if he looks like this or does this, he obviously has to be doing this. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, human
Yeah.
beings forever have not been like that. Like, we generalize things to make things easier,
Yeah.
or we use stereotypes to make things easier. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I live in this. I'm a very stereotypical person. I like to group people together because I'm lazy. But I mean, for the most part, some of it's true, some of it's not.
Well, you group yourself in.
I
so.
group myself as well. I'll laugh at myself. I'm a wetback, you know. I love games. I don't give a shit. Okay,
You're not.
Mexicans have one good jump to get over the fence. It don't really matter to me. Okay,
I'm gonna take
long
you
as
out to an
You've
orchard.
been
and I'll
jumped.
see
It's
what
going to
you
be a
do.
wall soon.
I know, right? Yeah, go ahead, keep building that wall, fool.
All of a sudden, Ant's gonna be wearing sunblock and
Yeah.
getting highlights.
Yeah, right. I love Cabo. Fuck this shit. Go over there and work in a bar. Fuck this joint. Shit, they're taking my shit anyways. They started taking my wages or whatever, and they sent out this email. They're like, we know how much money you make in tips, so don't lie. I'm like, okay, well, if you're gonna leave it to me, I'm gonna fucking lie. I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, like, just do it for me. Just do it for me. Like, I'm.
Listen, if
guesstimated
you
a
get
little bit.
arrested, I'll get the T-shirt.
Get the T-shirt, free
Free
Aunt,
muffin.
free Aunt Money or Aunt
Free
Muffin.
the muffin.
Yeah, free the muffin. He didn't do too much but take more muffin. You know what I'm saying? That's all
He's
I'm saying.
just trying to
He's
live.
just trying to live out here. No, it's
He
like
out here trying to
a
function.
few dollars. Like, I'm off. My bad. Like, I'd rather you just do it for me at this point, because I mean they're gonna take it from me anyways, whether or not be over, you know, at the end of the year or now. So just figure it out. Like, don't be mad at me. I'll get completely off topic, but generalization of the gun thing is that's the root problem of it. It's like everyone, if you have a gun, you want to go out and shoot people or shoot things. It's, like,
It's
bro,
just so crazy. You know, it's so crazy to me the way people generalize, you know, weapons on, you know, and especially the left who talks about tolerance and they get mad about prejudices and stuff like that, right?
say one thing you love about the left
You
after
know.
this though, because you got to say something to balance yourself out.
you got to give me a minute.
Their men
But-
make great bottoms.
Oh, we can go there.
Oh, we go there.
All right.
You know.
Well, this podcast
just-
just got fucking interesting.
Yeah. No, it's just like that's the thing about, and I had when I was living in Seattle, I had a lot of friends who posted just like crazy shit, right? And they were like, anyone who buys a gun should have to walk through a hallway with pictures of everyone who was ever killed by a gun and see the
They tried to
violence
do that
they're
with
about.
cigarettes, and
You know.
it really didn't work.
I'd walk through that fucking hallway. and just, What's up, y'all?
First
I
of
got
all-
this
You know,
new
you know what I
AK.
would
You know
do?
what-
I
you
would
know what
find
the
the
problem
worst.
with
I
that
would
is?
find the worst injury, and I'd be like, which gun does that?
First of all,
When you-
this is these people forget. Okay, this is what happens when the internet becomes censored and people eat Tide Pods, because I'm from the generation that grew up with dial-up internet speed
Preach.
and
Preach.
Rotten.com being
Preach.
our homepage.
Something awful, motherless,
God.
rotten.
I used to hide that webpage from my dad, and I know that, and I think he's the one that showed
Look,
me. He was like, "Isn't this messed up?" And I was like on it every single day looking for updates. And show me.
If you didn't have an AOL screen name, you do not know what the fuck we're talking about. You should just turn it off now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're too young
That's
for
good.
us, bro.
Yeah, right? We should be real, okay? I'm not here to, marginalize this against anyone else. Yes, I am. But, I'll
You're
walk,
too young. Go to bed.
I'll walk down that hallway and be like, cool, I'm walking out of here with this gun that I worked my ass off for.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm going to use this to
Fucking
do
yeah.
to shoot targets or birds that you like or your dog if it pisses me off. I don't really know. I'm just saying, I'm just here. It's not it's not an inalienable right. Inalienable right. I can't say it correctly, but
Well, you know, a lot of people would disagree with you on that.
yeah, well.
Coretta Scott King,
Oh,
whose
Coretta.
father carried a weapon,
Yeah.
said, "I have a dream." Oh, good for you. Listen.
Well,
I
she's
have
a beta
dream.
bottom
First off,
too.
Yeah.
Stop
Of a
using
gun-
Instagram posts,
Yeah,
okay?
I have a dream, like her dad, of a gun-free world, unlike her father.
Shut up, Coretta.
Which is just,
She read that off an Instagram post.
my biggest beef with this whole, my biggest beef with this whole thing is nobody fucking gives a shit about history. No one even pays attention. And you know what? I read that New York Times article, and my biggest problem,
Wound up.
the line I had the most fucking beef with was when they said that concern for a tyrannical government or whatever it was an 18th century relic. Excuse the fuck out of me,
Preach.
okay? Because I happen to remember that Hitler, Stalin,
You weren't alive for
Mao,
either of them.
and Pol Pot all happened in the 20th century.
I remember reading it. I wasn't there.
They still did not. It's not an 18th century fucking relic. Hugo Chavez disarmed Venezuela in 2012. That's 21st century. Maduro's having a lot of fucking fun there, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's not Chavez. That's Maduro.
Still, it's a disarmed population who
Okay,
can't do
he's
shit about
already
his
wound
shitty
up.
government.
He's got a point.
I know. This is why I like to touch.
I like to want.
Oh, yeah. Beep.
Nobody ever fucking takes me seriously when I'm angry.
No, I take you seriously. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. It's like an angry panda. You're really gonna get fucking. It's like eating fucking.
You can't
He's
hurt.
eating bamboo and shit. You're just like fucking.
The fiber.
Whatever.
I'm super regular. You know what I mean? But no, Sean has amazing points
He does have a great
when
point.
he's that mad.
Yeah.
When he's that.
France has banned guns.
Yep. Problem.
They're
And
still
been shot up.
They've
But what about-
been shot up.
But what about England? They cops don't
Acid.
have guns.
Still.
Acid.
What?
They got acid and butter knife attacks.
Yeah, they're trying to ban knives. I mean, we're also talking about a country where you have to have a license to have a television. Okay, so fucking let's.
I
wanna
knew
talk
we
about
left
the edge
England
of
for a
ridiculous.
England.
Close to V for
V for
Vendetta. Real close.
remember.
November.
No, but it's just fucking crazy to me. 18th century relic, my fat fucking ass. Like,
That one.
You were
have.
just talking about going back to the gym.
Yeah.
yeah, it is a fat fucking ass right now. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that much. But like,
My
it's a
fat fucking.
my fat brown ass. Like,
It's not brown. Don't lie. Don't lie to us.
it doesn't get a lot of sun.
I'm sure at this point it's as wide as Brent's.
I'm a basement dwelling programmer. I get it.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
fine.
Come on, bro.
Listen, but like that's the
You're
thing.
not
Like,
sitting on Miami Beach here. You're fucking.
You had to get a
Sacramento.
dog for a reason to go to the park.
yeah, it's true.
Roast session.
I'm not even mad about it, bro. It's
of
true.
Daddy.
I get to meet people. I make friends. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
But like,
They love my dog, not me so much.
they do. They no, I know. No, you know, people always go, "Oh man, he's gonna get you so many girls." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Nobody ever asks my name.
Yeah, right.
They go, "What's his name?" I tell them. Nobody asks my. Oh, he's so cute, and they walk.
Why
away.
didn't you name him Sean Jr.?
You should. Oh my God, just say Sean.
Just say it's Sean Jr.
It's funny because I love that name. It's funny because my name too.
His
Boom.
name is
Instant.
my name.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, we're
I
not
mean,
going
it
to
could
some
get a little
fucking-
weird if you
That's
told
different.
girls that you're the daddy, but you know, it's a dog park.
Hey,
People drink there too.
it's like he's furry, horny, just like his dad.
Well, that's on the street. I actually have conversations with people at the dog park. They actually talk to me.
Don't ever say on the street when
on
you're
the
talking about.
street. The hell? This is fucking. This is the
Talking
opening.
about the dog park.
Yeah, you gangster ass motherfucker.
When I'm taking
On
a
the
walk-
street, on the
No,
street though.
motherfucker, I swear to fucking God.
I got this street cred
I'm
with
furry on the street.
furry motherfucker. Damn you furry.
God, I fucking hate you.
All right, back to 18th
Did you just say
century.
you hate
Okay.
jeans?
I hate you guys.
Oh, okay, that's better.
No, but like,
You
yeah,
hate jeans.
Yeah, Levi's
With
is
a
great.
fat
Back
ass,
to
I
what
hate
I was
jeans, too.
saying.
So
Anyways, Sean, what happened with March for Our
I
Lives?
don't know.
yeah, what
Cuban
so,
lesbians and that
Yeah.
one.
So let's.
No, it's just
We
this
like
whole
guns.
18, you know, and this whole talk about it was written when for muskets. You know who also only had muskets? The government.
Now they're rolling down the street with a fucking Panzer.
Yeah.
We're. Not, I don't really
Which is
think.
kind of dope if you like take yourself out of it.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I'd want to be in the Panzer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, if you're
all
in the
I know-
Panzer, you're rolling deep.
All I know is if I had an AK or a fucking AR or some shit, and the government really wanted to stamp that ass, we're fucked.
Well, are we? I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
We're not super
because
duper fucked.
Vietnam.
We're not super. Okay, we don't have a jungle fucking background.
Okay,
Okay.
first of all, there are a lot of rice farms in Sacramento. Okay, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. First off,
yeah.
the Viets are there first.
We
So
also
we're
have a
fucked.
we also
Again,
have a
Vietnam.
mountain.
Yeah, no, we just
We also
need to
have
put
a
up some
mountain
bushes.
range.
Yeah, we're okay.
They also have drones. To be real.
They haven't hit a single target. All they've hit is children.
Hence the problem.
Okay. Obama spent years killing children in hospitals,
That means we're
teachers,
good.
doctors. Not a single terrorist.
I'm way bigger than a kid. I'm good.
All you have to do is act childish and go to school.
They ain't gonna hit you, bro.
I know, right?
Yeah,
ain't
they're
hit
gonna.
you.
Well, that's when they'll hit you.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean,
if you start acting up, then they'll never get you.
I mean, let's be honest. Come on, they're rolling down the street with a Panzer. You're 44 ain't gonna really do that much. I mean, I would hope that the military people that were part of the people that are part of the military would obviously take a revolt stance against doing anything like that.
Just
by
enough
hitting
of them to
American
hand some
lives.
equipment over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, or at least just like, look,
yeah.
guys.
Oh wait, we're putting tinfoil on right now. Is that what?
Oh
we're doing?
shit, yeah.
yeah.
Well, fuck.
I guess that's happening.
I forgot the aluminum.
Well, you said either way. That's what
Aluminium.
I'm saying. Look, man, let me have my fucking 44. It's not gonna. I'm not gonna take down a fucking
Yeah, okay.
Raptor 15 jet. Okay, like if I want to defend myself from some asshole that wants to open my door when I told him to close the shit, then he's gonna catch a 4-4. Okay, if Fido
Are
wants
you
to bite
talking
my
about your
son,
Postmates
Oh,
delivery?
you
What
know,
if Fido wants to bite my son, he's gonna catch one in the fucking dome piece, two in the chest. Okay, period, point blank. Let me have it be American. Okay.
no, yeah, it's so funny because
America.
people talk about that and they're just like, it. You know, I see real fucking tweets about people who are just like, "What's a gun gonna do? If someone broke into my house, I would talk to him," and I'm all,
That motherfucker don't want to talk.
"Are you fucking stupid?"
Here's what you'd say to him.
This is a person who is so desperate that they are going to ruin people's property.
Sometimes it's not desperation. Sometimes it's just a dare, Sean. You don't know.
You never know.
That's why you got to
Sure.
talk to them.
All I know is those people.
They get desperate when they find out those motherfuckers is awake.
Hey, run.
No. That's why there are people.
You got me. You
No,
got
no,
me.
no. That's
Hey.
it's a nice joke,
You
Ant,
got
but
me.
that's how you got locked in Punch Bowl the other day. Okay,
Oh.
so
That
okay,
hurts.
because the kid ran. Okay,
Yeah, right. Money.
didn't work out.
Either way, if those people that say that they're just gonna talk to them when they walk in that thing, all you're gonna really say is, "My TV's over there.
Yeah.
All my valuables are down there. If you want to get it out, take it all while we're just chilling. That's cool. I'm gonna watch TV over here. If you want that TV too, that's all you can really say because honestly, they're gonna take whatever they want. And if you do come in your house, you're not gonna just talk to that fool. You're either gonna scream like a little bitch and hide in your closet like Alien Gonzalez, or you're gonna do nothing. You're gonna attack that person.
No, that motherfucker's getting popped.
Well, he's gonna catch that, that nickel plated one. Even if I catch him in the ass cheek, he's gonna die from fucking nickel plated poisoning in a week. He better get that shit out. Get one of the homies to suck that shit out, because it's not gonna work out for him. Okay.
You're gonna feel like Tony Stark. That shit's gonna be traveling straight for the heart.
Yeah. You better get that fucking thing in his chest. Yeah. The last time I checked, you weren't from summa cum laude, from wherever the fuck. Okay, MIT. So you're fucked. Okay. So I'm just saying, man. Like, come on. Let's be honest. Like, most people are protecting themselves. This whole like,
you have 300 million guns.
We have more guns than people in this country.
In America. It is the reason Japan did not invade the mainland.
Listen, I've said this.
It. It's documented.
They were just like, nah.
But this,
I'm cool, bro.
But this is also a strategic and political fact. You can ban all of the guns you want tomorrow.
Yep.
But how are you going to take the ones that people already have?
Yeah.
Because they're not handing them over.
Nope.
You might get a couple thousand, but there are hundreds of millions of firearms.
I'm scraping fucking VIN numbers off. I ain't taking slides off, bro. I lost that shit like 6 years ago, family. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? You gonna take me to jail? Search my shit. I ain't got shit. Okay, just don't search my booty hole. Okay? I carry a small compact. Okay.
It's an unfeasible political thing.
Snub nose in the ass.
Listen. Sometimes you just gotta take the barrel, Sean.
Hey,
okay.
She's holding it tight. They're like searching your house.
The point is to breathe and clench from your waist.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Why are you clenching your butt? Nothing. No, my son off.
My son off. Oh,
so don't do that. That would hurt.
Oh, Jesus. He's sawing off more than the fucking muzzle. I tell you that much. That's a breakdown.
It's an unfeasible thing. You're not going to remove weapons from this country.
It's going to cost a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of lives.
A lot of blood.
A lot of lives. There are people. You think every motherfucker's going to go down without a fight?
Who's going to do it? No, let's be real. Let's talk about that, though. Who's really going to take those guns? You think the 5-0's going to roll up here and take those guns?
No, fuck no.
Fuck no.
They don't got the body armor.
They've been trying to do that shit in East LA for fucking like 3 decades, fam. You're not getting that shit.
I saw the LA riots, okay?
Yeah, you're not getting them. Okay? You're not going to get them.
Yeah, no one's getting them. I mean, first of all, we have the Bundy Ranch from Nevada. You've got that standoff that happened in Oregon a couple years ago.
Yep.
You're not getting the guns.
You're not.
It's just
Take that and multiply it. Imagine every fucking gun owner in America doing that.
Almost
shit.
all of them would. I mean, I would give it up that a handful would hand them over.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they already have. They've,
But the vast majority of people are 100% not going to do it. And I mean, we look back on Prohibition in the 20s, and how many law enforcement officers died or were injured because of it, because of the dictates, the enforcement regulatory,
and the organized crime around it,
and the crime that built up around it, and then all that you're going to do is put 320 million firearms into the black market.
That's all you're doing. Yeah,
there's going to be one crooked cop that's going to
whatever guns are manufactured but not sold.
Those immediately become black market circulation.
Yep,
and they will be sold on the black market
for money.
For anybody who wants to sit here and say, well, we'll just have to go in and confiscate them, please consider that marijuana has never, ever, ever been removed from American high school campuses.
They can't even keep drugs out of jails, bro.
That's coming in through the bum.
Or
you can't even stop that, dude.
That is a highly secure area. They can't even keep drugs out of prisons.
First of all, state workers are doing drugs, okay? Yeah. So I don't know what...
What in God's name?
Yeah. Come on now. Let's just talk about feasible shit. Let's talk about going to Mars. Yeah. Creating, recyclable energy for the rest of the whole planet.
It's just not going to happen.
Let's do some real shit. Let's talk about, maybe making another sun. Let's do that. That's probably more feasible than what the fuck you're trying to do.
It's just, it's crazy to me.
Why not just reinforce those facts? Why not make more classes or more things? If you want someone who buys a gun, They have to go through X, Y, Z. That's fine with me. They go through background, whatever the fuck, and they have to go through the classes. They have to pass a test. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because honestly, that means that you're actually people.
The Swiss model.
Is that? I mean,
The Swiss, where like every household is required to have a gun because every member of a household is required to like be part of like the citizen militia. or
exactly. So I mean, the Swiss model, sure. I knew about that, but I didn't know that's what they did all the way through. But that's what I'm saying is like make them learn things. It's like people having kids in this country. It's like come
the
on.
tough part about
Like,
that is that like you know how do you mandate that, right? Because do you do that on a national level? Do you do it on a city level? Because Chicago has such strict restrictions on getting a firearm. Cities around it don't.
okay, so then we
Right.
just do it federally, just like marijuana. Cool. You have your little mandates or little area where it can't get done at, whatever the fuck. But it makes it super hard for you to get it outside of there. So it makes it so it's like clamps down in the middle there, and maybe it slows it down a little
Well,
bit.
and I don't even think that.
I don't know if that'll slow down the black market.
I don't
though.
think that regulation for it would even need to be required. I think just reminding Americans that this is something that we do as a people would bring firearms and firearm training and firearm classes. And I mean, a wealth of knowledge comes when you free something up in the market.
Yeah.
And if for people who don't like the NRA, and there are a lot of gun owners that remember, there are hundreds of millions of guns in this country, and there are only 5 to 6 million members of the NRA in this country.
Yeah.
I
It is
love
a
firearms. I hate the NRA. I can't stand.
I don't
them.
like the NRA
No.
Neither, nor do I. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like
because they're crazy.
They're
they
insane.
have a great mandate.
I like
They have
GOA. I like Gun Owners of America.
Yes.
I like.
The organizations that fight for pure gun rights. Yes, the NRA has a great educational standing. They are. If you want to know anything about firearm safety, go to your local NRA chapter, and they will 100% walk you through everything.
And then leave.
Their politics, their politics are a mess. They are
They're
absolutely
crazy.
a mess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Last bottle. It is incredibly important
I'm listening to you.
for people to take this on to what do you
Drink your shit.
oh sorry.
It's your bottle. I'm gonna pour yours first. That's called.
It's incredibly important for everyone to exercise. I think this is a right to be exercised. I don't think ooh more. What's wrong with you?
Try it on myself.
You have a bigger glass than me.
True.
It's important for everyone to exercise this right. Even if you don't want to own a gun, I think it's important for everyone to know how to use a gun.
Yeah.
I think it's incredibly important.
That way you're not writing news articles about how terrified you were when you were firing an AR-15.
Yeah, that little.
It's not terrifying.
Oh my
Let's
God,
be fucking
that-
real.
that
Come on.
little
It's like
bitch.
shooting a BB gun. It's not terrifying at all.
Yeah,
I know
It's
it's
actually the
not.
most fun thing ever.
I know it's not. I'm talking about a specific little fucking bitch
Yeah, the New York Times.
who writes
editor.
for the New York Times who said he was traumatized when he fired an AR-15.
Dude, I'm more traumatized by shooting my 44 than I am shooting the
Well,
AR.
because that thing gives you way more kickback
That's
than an
some
AR.
kickback.
That
will.
thing's, I mean,
Bam!
I'm on the other side of this shit and I'm scared of it. It's like, oh shit. You set it down, just start putting your hands on your head and shit. Like, sorry, man. I didn't mean to pull the trigger. It was an accident.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
My friend made you do it. No.
But I mean, like, that's just. You should know about it. You should know how to use it. You should know how to clean it. You should know how to take care of it.
And if you don't want it, you don't like it, or I mean, that's what I'm saying is just more knowledge about it makes people ignorance, in my opinion, it just makes it worse for everything. No matter what it is, whether it be sex, whether it be guns, whether it be
Yes.
drugs, whether it be this or
You'll
that.
always find
Race.
trouble.
It's
Yeah,
always
everything.
race. No matter what it is,
It's just
if you're ignorant, you don't know about it, you don't know how to talk about it, you don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Then you're just going to be ignorant about it. And then the worst part about that is you're an empty cup that lets everyone else fill it for you.
Yeah.
So now you got
No, that's
you got
exactly
Tom,
what it
Dick,
is.
and Harry telling you how the fuck this gun really
And then
works.
on
you don't
top
even
of
know.
that, you're spewing that same shit out, right? It's just like,
Regurgitating.
yeah,
And
you're
it's
just
easily
you're,
defeated.
You know,
Yeah.
it's that whole thing about like, what was that sign we saw recently about, oh, we don't know enough about guns to regulate them? Well, try to name all the parts of a vagina. I was like, I ain't trying to regulate your vagina, bro.
Right.
I'm not trying to do that.
That dude that said that doesn't get any vagina, so he knows nothing about
He's
it.
not looking for it.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I was like, I'm not trying to regulate
He's looking
vaginas.
for a top.
Found him.
That's where you come in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, and I'm also not trying to
Regulate.
I'm also not trying to regulate bedrooms. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't trying to regulate vaginas. I ain't trying to regulate bedrooms. Like, please stop trying to regulate firearms. Like, it doesn't. And like, I always know that they're clueless when they go assault type style weapons. I'm all, what the fuck does that mean?
I can assault you with this fucking 44 phone, homie. I really
can assault you with my
I'll
fucking
pistol whip you. That's assault too.
Yeah, I can assault you with my fucking fist.
Yeah.
Like,
They're not deadly weapons.
It's
though,
just
so.
it's
Not yet.
it's hard to talk.
I don't have a black belt.
It's hard to talk guns when you're dealing with people who
Have no idea.
have no idea.
No idea.
And it's not that
It's hard for anything, but they have no idea.
It's, but see, and it's hard to find an agreement on policy, and it's clear that we're not. Listen, even Dianne Feinstein came out today and said we're not going to repeal the Second Amendment, which is how terrified she was about John Paul Stevens coming out and blabbing his big old ass mouth.
Oh, another thing about that fucking guy, if I might add, like, the Democrats' best response to that they have is, "Oh well, a Republican said it," and I was like, "Oh,
Barely."
I'm glad that you have let us know that's how you decide on what you believe in,
Right.
is who speaks on it. Because number one, I'm not a Republican, but even if I was, I'd be like,
John
you
Paul
can go
Stevens doesn't
fuck
speak for
yourself,
me.
Justice Stevens,
Ex-justice.
ex-Justice Stevens."
It's just,
They
but
had to die to get it.
but even but listen, this
This is
is
like
what the
Judge
Democrats are
Dredd.
dealing with, okay? Because they want to jump on this bandwagon, but Dianne Feinstein, who again failed to get the endorsement of the California State Democratic Party because she's not liberal enough. I want that to sink in. Dianne Feinstein is not liberal enough to secure an endorsement for
West
the first
Coast
time,
liberals, bro.
for the first time
Hardcore.
in 26 years.
West Coast liberals.
But from that, she came today and she said legislation is the way forward, and we're never going to repeal the Second Amendment. It's not a viable policy position. We need to focus on legislation. And the thing is that her legislation went forward with the assault weapons ban in the early 90s when she got to the Senate, which is what she was elected on because, you know, for those of us who saw Milk, you know, he was shot and she was on the
there.
board of supervisors in San Francisco, and she held everybody's bloody corpse, and she was traumatized, and no more boom boom sticks.
For anyone.
Yeah, and she's been running on that platform for the past forever. And it's one of those things that gives you a very clear dynamic that the Democratic Party doesn't know where it stands on guns, because it either wants to repeal this. The old guard doesn't want to repeal the Second Amendment because they know that they will lose forever
They're smart.
if they did.
Yeah.
They want legislation because legislation can be
It
fought
would
and argued,
fucking-
and it can be tied up in courts, and then it becomes
No
a
point. Yeah.
it becomes
no
pointless.
It
But
can be something they can talk about and act like they're
Right.
for, but it's
but
moot.
liberals,
That's what a smart married man does.
yes, and
He
I
makes arguments that he can just string out forever
Right.
long, but still get laid.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
well,
You're not going to win
There
that
you go.
argument, Jim. But you might get laid tonight if you shut the fuck up and
But
talk about
Just
something.
filibuster it.
but the
There you go.
liberals, the liberals on this, which for the first time Dianne Feinstein is not part of, don't care about it. They don't care about the politics of it. They're willing to go for it and just dive in.
yeah.
And they'll say that because they think that they're so morally superior in this argument that the politics of it don't matter and that everything will align in the stars.
Millennials.
Yes. No, these aren't millennials.
No, these are like boomers and X.
This is
No.
an unholy alliance of the baby boomers
And the
and
millennials.
Generation Z.
This is Generation
Oh,
Z.
Generation Z.
This is people born after 1999.
Yes. This is Tide Pods and Tide powder.
And this is generalization at its finest, guys. We're doing this right now.
Literally.
This is what we're doing.
We're
No.
generalizing everyone.
This is literally
Hey,
Tide.
a lot of those motherfuckers marched, okay? And a lot of those motherfuckers marched in the UK. And the last time the British tried to take our guns.
First of all, I welcome.
threw tea in a fucking water source.
Yeah. And we beat them with socks full of rocks.
Yep.
I would like to remind you, bitches.
First of all, by the time at the time that was happening, your ancestors were Spanish.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's true. Well, there was probably some Aboriginal Filipinos who were...
Aboriginal. That's fucking
Native-
Australian. What
native-
the
no,
fuck?
it's
Talking
also
about the
new.
colony.
You can't say Aboriginal.
Sorry, native
I
Filipinos.
was saying, Aboriginal's fucking
I don't know where
Australian.
that came out of.
You're gonna
No,
get a
it's
bunch
also,
of fucking tweeters
New-
like
they say that about
this
New Zealand too. No, native Filipino. Probably crashing around a fire, cooking some fish or some shit.
Drunk off rotten berries? What are you talking about?
Bruno. Bruno, straight up. Aboriginal. What the fuck? You can just throw Aboriginal around wherever you want. You say Native American.
You appropriator.
Yeah. No, that's the truth. Like,
Appropriated.
that's the truth. It's literally, it's like the Generation Z. Is that what it is now? Because we talked about this the other day, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The generation, different
I wasn't there,
generational
but
gaps.
yes.
I know. We went to lunch without you. Sorry.
That's fine. I was at work.
Yeah, you were. We would have invited you, but either way, we were talking about it and like,
It works.
does it work?
It works.
Read it out for me.
Okay.
Say the word properly and then do it correctly.
Aboriginal.
Okay.
Inhabiting or existing in a land from the
Aboriginal.
earliest times or from before the arrival of colonists. Indigenous.
But by the time that America threw the British off our shores,
He's talking about Aboriginal. He's talking about the Philippines.
Filipinos.
right? But by the time that we were
You guys
kicking,
got raped by Indonesians, right?
you guys
Probably.
Same shit. So
your people had been conquered by that time, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they had been. So you're
So-
not Aboriginal.
Yeah. So
I'm not
Bitch.
Aboriginal. I sure as
They
fuck ain't
weren't.
Aboriginal. I'm Filipino American.
you put this dude in a Fry's department store, and he becomes white as all hell.
Me?
Yes.
Is that a terabyte hard drive? Fuck, calm down.
All of a
bro.
sudden, business cards come flying out.
He's like Gambit in this bitch. Shit.
So who do you know? I also have a dog.
Oh yeah, his name's Ludwig.
His name is Sean Jr.
He's horny and hairy, just like his dad. Boom.
SJ doesn't have balls anymore. He's not a horny dog.
It's a line. It's a pickup line, bro. It's a generation.
Sean,
Z.
how are your pickup lines these days?
Non-existent.
Few and far
I
between.
work too much. I work way too much.
Few and far between.
No, he's right. He's not wrong.
Hey, it's okay.
He's not wrong.
You better get on that fucking AOL Messenger.
You better fucking
Yo,
Flip Skater 916. I am me.
Wow.
XOXO.
Wow.
Bitch. If you don't know about this, please turn it off now, too.
You guys are a mess.
ASL. You too young for me.
Yeah, we're going to go like one of those books. Like you get to a certain page, like, yeah, you got the end of the story.
Yeah.
Just go back to page 1 and restart. No, back to the Generation X thing. I mean, we were talking
Z.
about that
The
Generation
Tide
Z.
Pods.
Z.
Tide Pods.
Tide Pods.
Tide
That's
Pods.
enough we have to say about that generation.
Notice how no one eats all pods. Didn't work out so well for anybody.
Dead. DED dead. No, that's the thing is they haven't had those experiences, and like me and Sean were talking about that where
You mean their first Sadie Hopkins dance, or what are you talking about? They haven't had any experience.
I understand that, but I'm saying that like
Barely fucking went to homecoming. Okay.
well, then talk about the generation before that. I mean, let's all list them out. What the list was what?
It's Z.
So
before
no, let's
that's
start-
millennials.
so
Before
Gen
that's X. Before
Z.
that's boomers.
Mills, X, Gen X, right?
Yeah.
And
Boomers.
boomers.
Boomers. There's like an in between.
There's like a mini generation called Zennials because they're X and millennial. They don't identify with either. They're
Is that-
nonconformist.
We're between Gen X and Z, right?
right.
That's-
No, we're
We are-
millennials.
We're millennials. We're
Yeah.
between Gen X and Z. Yeah.
Gen X and Z, yeah. That's what it says. And then boomers, yeah. Okay, so
And then before that is like, what do they call them? The greatest generation?
the greatest,
Yeah.
yeah.
The greats.
Yeah.
The greatest generation
Yeah.
ever.
But Z is trying to say that they're going to be the greatest generation, which you better get the fuck out, bro.
First of all.
Okay, you eat Tide Pods, number one.
First of all, let me start a world war for you, and then you go ahead and fix that shit.
Yeah, thank you.
Fix that shit. This generation, or this whole world will be gone by that point.
Yeah.
You're not fixing that shit, okay? And by the way, you can't be the greatest generation ever while doing Twitter.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
possible. Sorry.
Got to
First
start
of
a
all,
world
this is
war
the
and
generation that-
intern a race.
The new and upcoming generation base all of their political philosophy off of the ideologies of Star Trek. Okay, we have established this.
The ideology of Star Trek.
This is what they're doing.
Start watching Star Wars, you fuck. You understand that the
no,
battle...
stop. Go back.
No, not that one. Not the latest.
Not the late...
Not the
Oh,
latest.
I haven't seen the latest, so please leave me out. Thank you.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, you're not missing it.
Ouch. Well, I saw Black Panther, so I have my card.
There you go.
There you go. That's fine.
Danny finally saw it. That was funny. I told him he didn't have his card until he saw it. He bumped into his lady, and she was like, "What? Excuse you? And he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and walked by. I was like, "She never would have said that if you would have seen Black Panther." He was like, "I saw it yesterday, you fuck." Fuck you. I was like, "All right. Well, you got a half back." Because it took you so long. But yeah, so no, that's just the way that you're right. That's just the way that they think. Or I mean, again, generalizing again. I don't give a fuck.
Whatever.
Let's
It's
do
fine.
it. But yeah, that's the way they think. It's like they think this whole world is made of marshmallows and fucking Twitter feeds, and it's like, no, that's not how it fucking works.
No.
Okay, there's compromises that need to be made.
Yeah.
You need to look. I mean,
They call Weezer classic rock.
No offense to you. You need to eat a little dick sometimes to get a little. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it's just how it
It
works.
definitely gets you somewhere.
It definitely. I mean, you preach on that. You can take care of that for me, but I'm just saying you got to do a little bit of shit you don't want to do to get where you want to be. It's just the way it is with anything in this whole entire world. You have to do that. So for them to think that you could just like, oh, take away guns and all these things will magically not happen anymore.
Yep.
Not gonna happen. And there's actually the stupid part about it is there's other places where they have done this and it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
It actually
all
fails phenomenally.
over the world,
Believe
in
me.
every hemisphere.
I am a sociological major. I have a degree in it. Holy shit, I just said that. But believe
Literally,
me,
everybody just turned off their.
they're like, oh, this guy's a fucking retard. He definitely works at a fucking restaurant or something. No, I'm just saying, like the world makes so much sense in a book like that. Like, believe me, like I'm not a communist. Okay, I'm saying this out loud. I'm not a commie. Okay, but the sociological ideal makes sense as long as human beings aren't these fucking weird animals that want to attack each other at every fucking given chance, which is what we are, unfortunately.
Right. If you want to look at how much people love basketball and how much basketball you should put into their lives, sociology gives you a great platform because it'll tell you all of the numbers. The problem is with sociology is that people are not numerically predictable.
Nope.
Yeah.
And
That's what makes it. That's why there's variables. 101.
well, that's
Sociology.
also
They call
a
that a
liberal,
soft science.
that's a liberal science term for we don't know what we're talking about, but we're going to make a whole lot of stuff up just in case something goes
Okay,
wrong.
that's actually a real thing in sociology, but yes, that is correct. They use that shit to cover up a lot of their bullshit. Look, well, they use stats. First off, anyone who uses stats and they don't give you the fucking sample size or they don't give you the actual anything,
Yeah.
then fuck your stats, okay? Your
The
stats
majority of Americans agree that we should take away guns. When we surveyed 100 people,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, first off, your sample size isn't big enough, so fuck your stat. Second off, the fact that you didn't even take the time to even go anywhere near where that's big enough, fuck your stat.
yeah, we surveyed 100 people at March for Our Lives.
Yeah. The fact that you didn't say where you did this at, fuck yourself. Like, come on. Like, I did this shit as a major, and the shit is a lot. Like, the teachers are just there to fuck your theory up. Like, that's all they do is like make a theory. Anthony, just make a theory. Okay. I believe X, Y, Z. Okay. Well, X sucks. Y, fuck you, and that doesn't make enough sense. Go ahead, go again. It's like, okay. And then you try to do all these other things, and you like poll more people, and then you go to different places, and they're like, well, you went to the wrong place. That's not enough people, and fuck your theory. Okay. God damn it. All right. Well, that's all you do for hella long. So then you get hella fucking just jaded as fuck, and you just pick something so small and minute that you just get through it. It's like, how many people like blue? And I'm going to poll 8,000 people.
Please tell me that that's where the dean was like, you've earned your degree.
Shit. The dean tried to kick me out. Yeah.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
this for
Yeah.
plagiarism.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He didn't get me. I just had to quit the class. Well, you know what? That was a sociological experiment. Okay. Here's my theory. Okay. The teacher had been there for 14 years. All right. She was retiring. She was the last part of my whole school day, and I had a lot of other shit I had to do. And I decided to take someone else's research that they had looked up on Google or whatever the fuck he looked it up on, and I read it and wrote my own paper instead of researching it myself. And she specifically said that you couldn't use the same and I followed the rules on this one. You couldn't use the same philosopher as anyone in your class. Well, he wasn't in my class. He was I was on a Tuesday and he was on a Wednesday at 5, and I was at a fucking Tuesday at 2. So I was like, bitch, I followed the rules. Okay, I picked a philosopher that wasn't in my class. He happened to be in another class. Same class, or same, like, unit, but different class. And that's all I did was I used his research, and I wrote a paper, and it was, similar because we used the same fucking research. We used the same wordage, used the same lines, all the shit he highlighted, I fucking keyed on, whatever the fuck. I don't know. And then, so then I figured she'd just, she'd read it. Amazing paper. Good job, Aunt. Blah, 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 She's year 14, bro. She's retiring. She said it from the first day. She said, I'm fucking retiring this year, and I hope you guys know this, and blah, 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 right? So I figured she'd just, like, skate on by. Yeah, that looks kind of the same. Fuck it, No, she turned me into the dean, and Dean was like, yo, you have a really good GPA. You're not a bad student. It looks like you just got lazy. I was like, lazy on what, sir? He's like, did you or did you not steal information from someone else? I said, no, I didn't steal any information from anyone else. I got it off of Google. He said, did you or did you not take it from another student? I said, I studied with another student off of Google. He said, look here, you can either A, fight this out, and I'll run it through the program over here. If you get if the program says that you've plagiarized this motherfucker, then I'm going to expel you, and you're not going to graduate. Or option B, you can accept that you plagiarized. I won't put it in your papers. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to give you the F, and you have to retake this shit next year. Yeah, fuck that class. Let's go, man. I'll do it next year. He gave me the F. I gave her the finger when she walked out. And I had another semester with underwater basket weaving and fucking sociology 210 or some shit. And that's how you get out of college, kids.
Cheers to that.
Amen.
So that's what I'm saying is, the classes are sociology is an ideological mindset. It's fantastic to look at in paper, but when you actually take in human behavior,
There's too many variables.
It's too many variables.
There's too many variables.
And it's almost impossible because
humans are terrible control for for an experiment.
Well,
ask any dictator.
Yeah, right. It's like, fuck, I gave you guys food, I gave you guys water. What the fuck? Like, just suck my cock. Like, no, that's not how it works. Jesus Christ, it's not your wife, and she doesn't even do it that way. So it's not gonna work out for you. It's just the idea of human beings helping each other and doing whatever. Let's take a small sample size. Okay, I'm using the quotations.
He's air quoting. Yeah.
Air quoting right now. Sample size. I'm using sociological wordage here. If you take a restaurant that takes everyone tips into account, right? All the tips pulled up, and you get it divvied out to everybody that works. However many hours you work, you get X, Y, Z. Right?
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a shitty restaurant.
Well, it does sound like that, but in essence, it's fair. Because if everyone works hard, everyone pulls their weight, everyone gets paid equally, and we all prosper, right? We get more money as working as a team than we do as one, right?
That doesn't happen.
Sure.
Okay, you're saying that doesn't happen. You're right. The reason why it doesn't happen is because inherently human beings want to be number one. Because we are animals at the very core of us. I want to live more than X and Y. That's just the way it is.
Well, and everybody takes their work seriously on different levels.
Different levels, exactly. Oh, I worked my ass off
Some
today.
people don't at all.
Exactly. I worked my ass off today.
But in their own perspective,
They did. They could think that.
They did, or they have a different focus, and that's where
they're jaded because they feel that they worked a certain amount and the other person isn't working a certain
They've
amount.
earned their keep.
And they've earned their keep enough to do.
But everything is compared, like Aunt said.
And they just
everything
squawk
is
behind
compared.
the sanitizer.
Whoa, shit!
Jesus.
Pause. Take a moment over there in the corner.
You are more than welcome to edit that out.
Well, I
Sean.
know. Jesus Christ. Produce
Um,
that shit out. But yeah.
I lost myself.
I know, right? So we get back to the point. It was just it's that whole idea. Don't get me wrong, it's a great idea, and I think that if everyone works relatively hard, it works out. But human beings are just intrinsically not that way, and unfortunately,
They can't be. They just won't be.
No, because we're taught to survive. I mean, the human species wouldn't have been anything had we not learned to survive. We were like, oh, this stick doesn't do shit. I'm going to get a bigger stick and beat the shit out of this thing. I'm going to live. No, they got a bigger stick, beat the shit out of the thing, and they lived. And the person that didn't do that died. It's just the way the fucking works. We're all crabs at the bottom of a barrel. The ones that learn to get to the top win. It's just the way it is. It sucks balls. And that's why, all these sociological ideals don't work. And that's why they want to make these ideas work. Oh, let's keep using it. Let's just do this. Take the idea of it, the key word of ideology, take the idea of it, run with it as far as you can, and then apply it logically to the real world.
The thing
Until
is
it falls
that
apart.
the thing is
It
is
can
that
work. It can work, but you have to learn to
you will
give
find,
and take where
you will
get it.
find a greater amount of freedom from people who are willing to buy into, like Ant said, a concept or an idea, than you will be
Apple.
to enforce it. So, and that's where socialism always fails, because socialism says this is the normative.
You have to follow
Run.
this XYZ.
This is the plane, and everybody has to at least achieve that, and we'll all prosper. The problem is that everybody sees things very differently. But if you allow people to come together to achieve things at their own pace, you will get that mean. More often than not, it goes up.
Yeah,
And
that's actually a true thing. Yeah.
that's where the argument for freedom, that's where the argument for even the right when it comes to the gun issue, if you want to tie it back, people have very different positions on guns. You just have to allow them the freedom to express that position on guns while maintaining, unfortunately, a hard line when it comes to people who are like, I want to do whatever I want. There has to be a hard line morally. You cannot infringe on someone else's right to property and
A
life.
baseline. That's all it is.
And
a
that's
baseline.
and that's all it is. And you know what? That is one of the easiest things to enforce, because you back it with morality, and all of a sudden,
How'd you feel, Johnny, if I shot your mother in the face?
pretty
Let's not do
awful.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's
Pretty
not
sure
do that.
Johnny would shoot you back.
Exactly.
Right.
Let's not do that.
So if we don't do that, but we all have guns, then there's no threat to my mother, and everyone gets to have the arms or lack of arms that they want. It just you have to allow for freedom in these situations. And it's not just guns, it's not just work, it ties into drug usage.
Exactly.
You could free heroin from regulation tomorrow, and literally more people than not, by a vast number, would not want to do heroin.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to regulate it. Okay.
Black tar heroin, I'm good.
Nope, good. I don't want it. I'm not on it. I mean, drugs are readily available at pretty much wherever I would want them. And I'm over here like, I am cool with weed like once or twice a year, but I'm a beer guy. And that's what I like. And I don't need the government, or I don't need a law or availability to dictate what I do and do not like.
Right.
Because I'm like, nope, I'm cool. Just pour my glass.
Well, everyone has their own thing. It's like, they act like if you just unregulate everything, you're just going to do everything you fucking want to. I'm going to do meth.
That's
heroin,
the crazy, and
Roseanne.
that's always been the craziest thing to me is like and I was having this discussion with someone a while ago, and they were just like, well, if they legalized meth tomorrow, everyone would be doing it. And the first thing I said to him was, would you go get some? And he was like, no. And I was like,
That's
your
not
argument's
everyone.
already invalid.
But bam.
Yeah.
Slippery slope, but bam.
And if they did, then you'd have a real mess.
He
on
was
your
like,
hands, but
yes, I would, Sean.
Yeah.
Doing it right now.
I know that's a real gamble that you pulled.
You
Well,
went
he
for
was-
the
He's all
100.
actually.
He was real against meth, so I took. I
go.
bet on it.
But it's
Okay.
just, it's one of those things where.
But I did
freedom-
know someone at one point who was for drug, like heavy regulation on that stuff, who did do it.
But see, it's always those people.
He was
Terri-
always
he
like,
was terrified.
we don't need more of me going around.
Well, because he couldn't stop himself, so he's hoping that someone else will stop him. That's his
Right.
own fucking problem.
Yeah, that's his
It has
problem.
nothing to do with the government. It has everything to do with you have no fucking self-control.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
I
like,
know
you
that.
know, we're
I know
marching for our lives, but what are we actually marching for? You know, what are these kids asking for? Because they're asking for a regime, the likes of which they don't want, to come in
Yeah.
and tell other people, and then immediately turn around with their backpacks and complain about their clear backpacks that they now
And their
have.
constitutional rights.
Exactly.
Also,
just like-
motherfucker, how are you going to call Trump Hitler for a fucking year and a half, almost, and then ask him to take your guns?
It's only been a year and a half.
I know, it's been
How are you
a
going to call
long year and 2 months.
Donald Trump Hitler? How are you going to compare him to Hitler and then ask him to take ask his government to take away the guns. Because when Hitler banned guns, and then use the children as your excuse, because when Hitler banned guns, he did it on German television, surrounded by children, talking about protecting the future.
Oh,
It's just the March for Our Lives was a really creepy thing, and
It's eerie as fuck.
It was the idea again. The idea of it was in good faith. They were trying to do a good thing, but unfortunately,
Horribly misguided.
yeah, unfortunately, it gets misguided. It's a lot of like, and I'm not being.
this is
okay,
backed.
I'm gonna
But
say
this
the,
is backed by deep Democrat donor and activist pockets. Like this is.
True.
They don't even hide this. They don't even hide the fact
No,
that
they don't.
that the March for Our Lives is backed, by just the icky finger. It's like the Soroses.
Yeah.
It's just
George. Damn it, Soros.
And it's just like you're not even trying to hide it anymore.
one of the things that thing too is you take like marches or protests are genuinely like American thing, right? If they're
absolutely.
natural, if they're naturally
Dissent-
recurring.
Dissent
Well, that's because
is
the French did it with the Bastille, and they ended up killing everybody.
right.
Okay, well,
Dissent
fuck,
is
we're not talking about the French right now.
That's
Dissent
why it's American. We don't do that. We just ruin some
just saying.
grass.
The
dissent
idea,
is
yeah.
fine. Dissent is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dissent is perfectly
It's
fine.
totally fine. But like, you got to look at what you're doing. What are you asking for?
And who are you asking for it for?
Exactly.
And from like who are you asking from? Like what are you're asking these people that probably don't give a shit. They're not gonna give a shit. I'm not saying don't do it, but like you got to like pick better avenues,
Yeah.
especially with the people that are backing it. I mean, I don't know.
You got to examine history. You got to examine current events. You got to examine the motivation, especially your backers. What is their motivation?
Yeah, right.
Someone's
Yeah, but
handing
these
you
kids
money
are not
for this
old
shit.
enough for that. I mean, I have a feeling that a lot of these kids are going to look back on this and find it very cringeworthy.
I fucking hope so, because when the fuck did children become policy experts?
Probably when they rebelled against the British.
They were always political pawns, though. We knew that. Come on, Sean.
They're always, and they always will be. Let's be honest.
It's just-
they always will be. Children will always be political pawns.
And that's
Yeah, but the question is, at that point, from there forward, why are their parents allowing them to be put in this position? Because the parents definitely should know better. And it always comes back to the parents, but
it goes back to my main statement. People should be sterilized, and they should have to take tests to have kids. Bum, bum, bum.
Well,
Okay,
you
so
didn't
if,
say that
okay,
tonight, but
I
you
gotta
have
ask
said
you.
that
I gotta,
before.
Tinfoil
this
hat,
just made me
bum,
think,
bum,
and this
bum.
might be
Brought
a
it
tricky
up
question.
to your
This might
face.
be a tricky question. If it is 17 years, 18 years from now, and Deacon wants to go to a march like this, what do you say to him?
I tell them don't do it, or do the adequate research to do so, and then discuss it with me. Discuss with me your side of it. If you can just sit here and tell me your side of it, and it actually has a legitimate, genuine reason why, like you can sit here and discuss with me, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're gonna go out there and discuss or march and do anything like that, you better damn well be ready to discuss it with someone on the street or
because
discuss it.
now they're recording.
Exactly. Now they're recording. Now you're gonna get your ass beat. No, I'm just kidding. My son never gets his ass beat.
But he is going to be on video looking real stupid on the internet if he does it wrong.
That's what I'm saying, though. So if for that conversation, if you can't beat me in a discussion or have a viable discussion with me, where I actually take you seriously, a person on the street isn't going to take you seriously, anyways. They don't give a fuck. You're your father. I love you. I'm gonna take what you said as retardedness and just let it go. If I offend somebody with that, I apologize. But
We don't edit that out. We don't apologize here.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that.
I don't need to edit it out.
Fuck
You already
apologies.
did. You already did.
So if he wants to have that conversation, with I would say with any other person, then discuss it with me. If you can have a viable discussion with me and tell me why you feel that way, and you're real about it, then you did your research. You feel the way you feel, and it is what it is. Believe me, I had one of the most adamant discussion havers, I think, of this era, and his name starts with Dane James.
Oh, Dane, I love Dane.
So I have literally had discussions.
I miss Dane.
Hour-long discussions with this gentleman, and
And he can argue.
Yeah, he can. Dane can go for days.
oh yeah, what do you think we did all the time?
Yeah, you live together.
Yes, hours, my friend,
I know.
hours.
I know.
That tall,
So,
handsome,
Okay,
goofy.
calm down. Don't get your fucking balls in a wrap, okay?
I won't rap him.
I'll let him tap them though.
Bam! Mushroom stamp.
So if you can sit here and tell, back on point, instead of talking about one of
I
my
never left that point.
whenever my yeah, you never have left that point. If you're listening, please come back. He loves you.
I just want to give you a hug.
More than that.
Among
First
other
of all,
things.
Dane gave the best hugs. Okay, so you just be quiet.
Okay, relax, bro. You just enjoyed them too much. Either way, if you can sit there and have a viable discussion with me about it and have it, and it makes sense. I mean, I'm not a ridiculous person. Like when it comes to like arguing, if you have a viable conversation or idea, yeah, I may think you're a fucking retard, but it makes sense. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like I'll go with it. So if he has that problem where he wants to go do this shit in 20 years,
Sure.
I'll be like, yo, go ahead and tell me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, tell me how you feel, boy, and I'm gonna sit down and listen to you.
Even
Okay?
if what if he doesn't persuade you?
It doesn't persuade me, then I would say that I don't agree with what you're doing. I would appreciate that you not do what you want to do. But if you want to do it, it's on you to make the decision to do it, because that's what it comes down to. But just know that I'm not going to back you up on it. I'm not going to agree with you. And I'm definitely not going to pick you up when you're in jail. So, know that shit, homeboy. Okay? You want to have that shit? You do it on your own, like I did. Okay? You go to jail on your own. Not the first time I went to jail with things. So, I can't say that. But the second time, motherfucker, you going to jail on your own. Just saying. I think jail's a very enlightening experience. I think they should put every kid in jail for at least one night. Because it's going to teach you that shit ain't fucking no joke. Okay?
Yeah, thanks. I visited a boyfriend in jail. I learned my lesson.
No, yeah? Yeah. Everyone's has to visit jail. But, like, they take your shoes off and shit and make you walk through it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd probably be best.
I never been.
So, okay, so back to what I was saying, though. I brought... Back to what I was saying. Don't bring up jail anymore. Have flashbacks. Damn it. What I was saying. No, the whole having the guns thing, right? So they go back. Let's go back to having kids. What do you feel about that? Having kids, I really feel this should be like a test or something like that. Like,
I don't know. I've been trying for years.
I don't give a fuck how many times you blew your load, Johnny. It's just not gonna fucking happen unless it's
There are no uteruses at the end of an asshole.
They're so effeminate
Caitlin.
sometimes.
Caitlin might have one for you. Who knows? Better be careful. No, you don't want that call, bro. You don't. You say it now, but you don't want that.
You don't want that
One
call.
guy who just put a uterus at the end of his asshole, and then bam, you're just like, oh fuck. I can't do what I want for the
Yeah,
next
and then
20
he calls
years.
you and he's like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah. God damn it, Johnny.
It's Junior.
It's Junior. I got to put it in my belly now.
He has to get out of here.
Yeah.
Listen, my parents are starting to pester me about this, okay? Like,
You don't want that. I'm just saying you don't want that call, bro. You really don't.
You don't.
That like,
I'm lucky I haven't had that call because I've made some stupid decisions in my life.
I mean,
oh, is
everyone
that
has.
the turn this episode is taking?
Yeah. It is. Either way, I'm just saying.
Bars, barrels, and Biblos. This is what...
Now we're going to transition to our late night mode. Hold on for a freaky
Sean, I have to
ride.
work in the morning. We should wrap this up. No puns.
Like a present.
Wrap it up before you tap it up.
Oh, all right, everyone. Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to Booze and Botted this week. You can find it if you can find us on.
You should just subscribe to all the things.
Yeah,
Okay,
subscribe
There's
to, actually, we're going to be leaving SoundCloud in the next 2 weeks. Here, we have moved over to a new platform
because
called
we
Pippa.
have discovered that the only way you can be successful on SoundCloud is if you are a rap group. And
or
we're
some
not.
sort of musician, which we're not. So
No, it's rap.
You
I'll
can
rap.
Yeah, you can find us on.
Yo.
Yeah,
You can
no.
find us
all
on
I
our
got.
website at boozedandbothered.com, which a player is there on every article. You can also find us on iTunes.
'Cause I wrote
Google-
'em.
Yeah. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, and now you can find us on Stitcher. We have also submitted to iHeartRadio and Spotify. We're going to try that one again. We'll see if we get approved there. But we are on 3 different platforms, actually technically 4 different platforms. We are also on YouTube now. So find us on YouTube if you want to do it that way.
Is there a video in here? Is
No,
video?
there isn't. There
Okay,
isn't.
good.
It
Thank
just
God.
plays audio.
I'm having to some a lot of weird shit.
No, it's fine. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking in the camera at all.
Check us out. Yeah, check us out. boozedandbothered.com. You can find us on Twitter at boozedandbothered, facebook.com/boozedandbothered. That's pretty much it. I want to thank everyone for listening tonight. My name is, or today, or whenever you listen to this. My name is Sean. I am your host and producer, aka Daddy.
I'm Jonathan. I'm your host, and Twitter is probably where we do the most shit posting. So follow us there.
If you like shit posting, follow us on Twitter.
Well, who doesn't?
Yeah.
And my name is Aunt Muffin. I'm here for y'all to give you guys a little bit of extra
He's a friend of the show.
when you need it.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
That's
and
the red light special voice. Where did you come up with that?
Oh, we're switching to red light. I'm sorry.
No, we're there.
No, after I turn it off. We'll see you next week.